Well, we are now live without that what you just said, if you want to
Oh,
repeat it.
RuneScape. There's a RuneScape game, and I kind of won it.
When did this come out? Because there's already an expansion.
I think this feels like a game that
I think
came
there's
out with
two,
expansions. There's
Oh.
like four. There's
Oh, no,
four
there are four.
expansions. There's King Black Dragon. Oh, there's a recipe expansion. Culinaromancer expansion.
I mean, I kind of think if it's coming out with expansions, they should be a part of the base game. But okay.
Hey, day one DLC. It's
Yeah,
a
if
thing.
you're gonna emulate a video game, might as well do it in business practices too.
It came out in 2023. Like, it came out within 12 months. And there's five expansions. 4 look like monsters on the cover. 1 has a chef with, like, beard rings. And I know which expansion I would buy.
Don't forget the deluxe expansion, which just gives you, like, playing mats and, like, metal coins and dice.
So this is just video game business models now with like premium edition, special editions.
No. You're not giving Games Workshop their due. Like, Games Workshop has been doing this for years.
Yeah, that's their whole
Release
thing.
a game, expansion, more army expansion.
5 in a year? I knew MTG did that. I think their cycle's 4.
I mean, I want to say at least for like Warhammer 40k tabletop, they've done that. Like,
okay, I have enjoyed and had my own army with Warhammer 40,000, but I was 12 when I did, so I didn't exactly pay attention to the business practices of a company that wasn't actually located in the country I grew up in. So
I can't get over
difficult.
Warhammer Records. That's one of their better ventures.
I went into Chaos Space Marines because the book, the lore for Chaos Space Marines is they're just Space Marines but better, is basically how it presented it. So I was like, oh, okay, sure, I'll go with these guys. And then it turns out they're not actually better, despite the book saying so.
And as with everyone else, still worse than the Eldar.
Well, I don't know enough. They're not the rats. I don't care.
Fair. Yeah,
They're not
Rats.
orcs. I don't know.
The orcs are, I think, basically the rats of.
No,
40K.
rats. Rats are their own
And
faction.
40k?
Not 40k.
Yeah.
In
Warhammer.
Warworld.
Yeah.
Age is a Sigmar. Sorry.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
Rats are the best army because they're just so gross. Like, that's their whole thing. They get intentionally diseased because they worship plague.
Well, there is a chaos faction for that. So in 40k.
Yeah. The dwarves are good. I feel like they've been really phasing out the dwarves, but the dwarves are good.
Speaking of dwarves.
Speaking of dwarves.
Speaking
Dwarf
of
Fortress.
I was gonna say we have dwarves and wicked ones, but okay.
Yeah, we should talk about the game we're actually playing.
I jumped at that segue.
They made a tabletop game based off a video game. We're making a tabletop game based off a fake video game. It's very similar.
Yes. All right. So yeah, I'm loading up the book. Well, my computer thinks about that. I believe last time we ended with our evil, gross kobold legion who's still just like laughing at Handless Bill, who you've trapped in a small closet.
I think
and
we decided on
the beard oil repository is where you're storing Handless Bill.
yes,
that
but
does sound correct.
because he has to go through the lava snakes and then through the cobalt and then out.
Yeah, without his hands.
Yeah.
But I think we were deciding on the raid plan for the
Y'all were roughing out your raid plan. The first step, I think, was going to be attack an unaffected village who just happens to be in the way.
Yep.
To then launch an ambush.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
while our evil kobolds and goblins, are planning their dastardly deeds, the rest of the world just keeps turning. So I do think we're gonna move over to the factions map.
Ooh.
And we're gonna play a fun game of we're all gonna work together to talk about what the factions do in
Yeah.
the meantime.
Hatch notes.
We're gonna play a fun
updates.
game called Who the Fuck Are These People?
Yes. The way this is gonna work, everyone with a clock automatically rolls.
Okay.
So like
Okay.
everyone with a clock is gonna get a faction. We're gonna do faction rolls is what's happening. Everyone with a clock, we're gonna do a dice roll for. Everyone without a clock is up for grabs. The way it's gonna work is if you think they're doing something, you're gonna roll a die, and if it's successful, we'll talk about what it is.
All right.
All right.
Is it a number of dice based on judged feasibility, or is
Nope.
it just
Roll factions tier.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
let's
So
start-
big factions are more likely to suddenly get a clock than small ones.
That makes sense. There's
Yeah,
more people
yeah.
involved.
They're doing. It's like, are they actually doing stuff? So we're gonna start with the ones that already have clocks. So first is the Spirits of Industry, and they advance in their quest to grow.
Perfect. So this would make sense anyways with us unleashing the
Well,
tanks
that
onto
gave
the
you a
world.
that automatically
That gave them
gave them a
one.
tick.
Yep.
This is
And
their
now they're continuing-
regular. Yeah, this is the regular spread, not the chaos enhanced version.
They
I'm
capitalized
imagining-
on the opportunity.
I'm imagining something like adventurers came in and raided the place and got loot, and then sold some of these random trash loot to merchants NPCs, and then it turns out that loot was infected with the spirit.
It's
or something.
cursed.
It's basically a spirit plague. Something like that.
They
And
sell
then-
it to a merchant, and the merchant goes, "You know what I want to do? Meaningless labor."
Yeah, I'm just gonna
Yeah.
stay here in front of this shop for the rest
Forever.
of my life.
I'm gonna yell about the same apple.
Yeah.
The tavern keeper just keeps polishing that one mug, even though it's already clean.
Yep.
So kill it with fire makes no progress on finding you.
Excellent.
There's a lot of
Oh.
people finding you. Most
There's
of
a lot
these
of people looking
clocks
for
are about
us.
finding you.
Yep.
The Crafters Guild
Also
doesn't
makes
make
no
progress on
progress.
tracking down one of you.
Oh my god, I forgot about them. They're
Yep.
looking for bar.
Yep. Perfect.
But
Well,
um,
tick,
Pineapple
I think,
graveyard.
is
they're getting real close to finding Bill.
a 5 is 1 tick, right? And then a 6 is 2.
Yeah. One.
Yeah,
Yeah, but it's still a 4 o'clock, so
It's
they're
a 4 o'clock.
25%.
Yep. I think they're like, okay, he didn't log out. He's somewhere in here. He's in the hospital because his parents are concerned. He's been actually sorted out online because he can't log out because he doesn't have his hands.
You know, he can't log out because he's in an enemy area,
And he's
and
in
he also can't take off the
He's
headset
stuck in
because
Kill
he
in
combat.
can't log
combat.
Yeah.
Someone's just sitting there throwing little pebbles at him to keep the combat timer up.
Probably it varies between the imps and our minions and yeah.
Yep. All right. So that's what's happening that we knew was going on. Mostly looking for you.
Yeah.
Anyone want to roll for other factions? Everyone has to roll for at least one faction.
Yeah.
I'm trying to look for some interfaction, where can we get the clock where they'll fight each other?
I wonder.
Is the impetus for smaller factions to go after larger factions? Is that like a
I assume it's up to
a
us.
thing that they would do?
I mean, technically, it's a way to increase your faction size if you take out a larger faction of the opposite light
My
spectrum.
first suggestion is a clock for Greymaw the Dragon that says the eggs hatch.
All right. Well, roll first, and then we find out if there's a clock.
3 dice.
Yes.
Oh, there's a clock.
Oh, there's a
There's a clock, and it has 2 ticks on it. Please insert Greymaw's clock.
Eggs hatching, I think it's just a 4 o'clock. Then it might get bigger for other ones.
What that means, the eggs
Yeah.
hatching. could or could not be good or bad. But then we do a
don't
clock
know.
for like training
we
the
do not
babies.
know. That's
Yep.
the first thing.
We
All
have
right.
lizard wizards who are holding up the island. I think it would be really fun to create a faction that wants to stop them from doing that and just have the island sink into the sea.
We have that faction.
Do we? Where?
It's the champions of the Claw Lord.
Oh, perfect. So, do we want to start a
Yes.
clock for the champions of Claw Lord to like
I don't
Yes.
know.
seal
someone's
their
free to
magic
roll.
focus or something?
Disrupt the sacred seals.
Find a way in. Okay, I'll roll for the champions of the Claw Lord.
You get 2 dice
Yep.
as they attempt to sink the island. That's a 6.
Oh no.
I feel like this is a bigger one. I feel like this is probably like a 6.
It's
at
like a
least.
6 or
Yeah.
an 8 clock.
Sinking the island is probably going to
Well,
take
I would
multiple
say-
steps. I would say the first one is like figure out where
What
the
to do,
rituals are
yeah.
happening.
I'd say we could do a 6 clock, but it's up to us. When we finish it, the island might just not immediately drop into the ocean. It might just start slowly sinking, and then we do more clocks as a reaction to that.
There's a world event going on.
Yep. Either way,
So okay, 6 o'clock. The island.
2
sinks.
filled.
You know what? Let's get another level 1 faction.
Yeah, we don't have to hit all of the factions. We're gonna revisit this
Right.
exercise later. I just want to make some moves in the world, see what's happening.
I think that one loader OPPC is gathering materials.
Gathering mats, yes.
Yeah, he has to mat gather because he's by himself.
Yeah. Crafts everything himself. They probably
he's not
interact
doing
with
very well.
They probably
Nope.
interact with NPCs, but not other players.
There's only so much time in a day.
Yeah.
So does the clock start, but he doesn't have any ticks?
Nope. There's
No.
no clock.
Oh,
No
no
clock
clock. All
until-
right.
No clock
Fair
until something
enough.
happens. Well, that way the spot stays open, so if there's
That's
a better
fair.
idea later, we don't have to worry about
We're not
erasing
locked in.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also think Pan would like try and do a party, but I don't know.
I like it.
Yeah, but with who is the question?
I
He
mean,
just plans a party and then he invites whoever he wants.
party until the revelry starts. I don't know.
Yeah, I like the idea of just planning a party and then whoever it's most fictionally interesting to show up is invited.
Yeah, we might be able to do a job there or something, some
Yeah.
kind of villainous thing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
We'll see.
Well, let's roll his stuff then.
Yeah.
86. Yep.
That
Going
is
well.
a party.
Yeah. I do think it was like a 6 o'clock party, probably, just for the
Oh yeah.
level of
This isn't an
faction.
ordinary
Yeah.
party. This is
No, this is a magic. This is a magic nature party.
the last party before the island sinks into the sea. Speaking of which, I would suggest the lizard wizards are, for some reason, I'd suggest 2 clocks simultaneously. One is trying to get the magic back, and one is the secret of the missing magic gets out, and then everyone panics.
But those are reactions.
Yeah, they
to-
they're not missing anything yet.
That's fair, actually. They'd only start that afterwards.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, unless we have any other factions we really want to be doing stuff.
I'm good
These
with
are good
this.
steps. We have added
Yeah.
some.
Each of us added one, I think. So.
Looking at these, the only thing I would add would be the Conclave of Light expanding. We don't even have to specify what it is, but like, they have some kind of prophetic mission here, and they're definitely kind of being militaristic about engaging with that here. So
So launch the missionaries. Yeah. Roll.
Okay.
Roll 4 dice on the mission.
ooh, one tick,
What?
barely. So
They're not doing so well.
they get it. I would probably guess a 6 clock for this. Like, this isn't just a small thing. This might be like taking over or building a new town or something like that. That's just for them. Whatever they're doing is very.
Canonically, the lizard people ate their own god, so there's a vacancy.
I'm gonna make it an 8 o'clock to like find their god or something like that.
I was saying the lizard people know who their god is and they know he's been devoured.
Oh, not their own god, but ate the Conclave's god. I like that.
No,
Okay.
they ate their own god. The lizard people ate the lizard god, and now there is no lizard deity.
Then I'm gonna make it an 8 o'clock to replace the lizard deity with one of their own making or something like that. With their
yes.
own, actually, not of their own making. We don't have an 8 o'clock here. Let me go grab it.
Yeah, I don't think the Conclave of Light is the faction to make their own god.
Not construct it, no, but
No.
it would be a good like. It's a good but typical like. Here we go. Way to influence the lizard people.
Yeah. They're trying to convert as many NPCs to their religion, and then they'll flip the tile to their religion.
Yeah.
I do have
Very-
one more.
All right.
The town of Riverwell is trying to open up trade with Greymaw.
Mm.
Sorry, Dark Secret and Vanishing Adventurers, and then trades and slaves. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah.
obvious connections here.
Fair.
Yeah.
So, convoy
Yeah,
to Greymaw or something?
Oh,
Oh,
they do
it doesn't
not.
matter.
Greymaw does
They-
not answer in kind.
Cool. All right. Yeah, so we get little snippets of the overworld of mechanized rabbits jumping into factory like coal chutes or something. We get the claw lords like scuttling around on the underside of the island. We see dryads making tablecloths and little party hats. We see adventurers from Pineapple Graveyard scaling the mountains near where the dungeon is.
I
You see
I like to-
Greymaw breathing fire on like a big clutch of like an enormous amount of eggs.
I like to imagine we see the loner NPC with his axe in a tree and he goes, "Not today." He just leaves.
Yeah. And then we have some shots of like conclave ministers standing in the streets preaching the good news. Your god will be undigested. The light comes or something.
Our god, the fibrous god. Release your god.
Yeah. And then I think we jump into battle.
Do we
You
know what?
Pick our plan and answer the questions for?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. We are launching the raid is the next
Are-
activity.
Are
of
we
the-
assaulting?
These are great questions.
Yeah.
I think
for our
we have to
first-
assault to drive them off or kill them.
Yeah,
and
we
then-
do for this
yeah.
village. After that, maybe
You
we'll
don't
discuss it.
have to. There are plenty
We
of options.
Obligated to be as monstrous as possible.
You could also buy all of their houses out from under them. There are plenty of
me.
ways to be
That is-
evil.
Yeah, I was gonna say we're both too poor, and that's also far too civilized.
There is Tricker, you could lie. You could write them bad checks for their houses.
Hello, we are from
Those
the
are
Kobold
blades in
Bank.
the dark ideas. Those are far too human.
I'm just saying options this game gives you. This game gives you non-murder options.
We haven't technically done an assault yet.
You've done a bunch
Didn't
of
we?
murder. You have
No.
Yeah, we did an
You-
assault on the first town.
Previous village wasn't that an assault?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
did an assault.
Wasn't it?
No, the first village was an assault because you went in slitting throats and taking jokes. I don't know.
That was an ambush, wasn't it?
No.
yeah.
Okay.
Here's my other idea that we could do. We could, if we don't want to do an assault again, try to set up and do some kind of set up a trick, basically.
I
We
mean, we
make
are
our own
setting up-
makeshift town, and then like change the road and put a bush in front of where the road's supposed to go and make our own road and put a new sign down. And that would be our first operation, would be setting up a trick. And then the caravan just takes the wrong road to our
Well,
like
that sounds
ramshackle
like
village. Which would be that would be the second operation, but like
Yeah.
the first one would be
Yeah.
doing stuff to set that up.
Personally, I'm all for the assault. I like the creative ideas,
Yeah.
but I want
Okay.
to use it for the second bit. First one, let's just go in.
Listen, we are hammers. The problem is a nail. Always.
The problem is a town that people live in.
A town-shaped nail
Yes.
that people live
And
in.
soon we will be moving in.
We might use a couple of them to, speak for us. That's good enough, right?
So
No,
we're just-
you have your. Oh wait, aren't all of our minions coming because of the?
our previous roll said
Yeah.
all of our minions are coming, so this is the perfect time to do an assault. So I think we
It
just
really
charge
is.
in. Like, do we?
What clocks do we want to set? Like, what is our actual goal? Do we want to keep some of the
We
town
need to
stuff
make
alive?
so a negative clock would be keeping the village at like looking still
like it wasn't
yeah,
assaulted.
not destroying the village would be a clock we don't want to fill.
Okay.
And then yeah, driving out like we don't necessarily need to kill them all in this case. We want to take over the town basically.
So temporarily contain. Well, it doesn't have to be
That's
temporary.
more
They
risky,
could all be,
but
but contain the population, I guess.
I would leave it even bigger than that. Just probably an 8 clock, like something big for just take over the town. I
Yeah.
assume this town is more difficult and bigger than the like nowhere village that we attacked before.
Yeah.
Um,
Are they actually part of a faction? The town itself? Because
think
they
it's just-
might well be in nowhere.
I don't think we were picking a town from the map, so I'm not sure. They could still be people affiliated with them here, though.
It's true.
That'll depend on the engagement roll goes, I assume.
Yeah. So we have a 4 clock for village health.
Yep.
Was 4 too small? Is it 6?
What is village health
Um,
mean?
We don't want it
We
filled
don't want
up
it filled.
because then the
We
village
can
will be
probably
destroyed.
resist if it has issues, so I think a
Can
4
we?
clock's actually fine. We can. I mean, if the clock will fill as a consequence to ourselves, we can probably resist it. I think.
I think the thing depends on whether or not will they notice if it's half full, or will they only notice if it's fully full.
It should if it's fully full is how clocks work. They
Okay.
Yeah.
So if it doesn't
So we're
count
gonna
as
do
fully full, then
two-
yeah, let's do 4.
2 village health clocks. The first clock, when full, the village will be noticeably distressed. The
Mhm.
second clock, when full, the village will be gone.
yeah, it will
Yeah.
look like it.
It'll look
No
like
one
the
should live
assault-
here anymore.
Yeah.
10,000 people used to live here. Now it's a ghost town.
Yep. All
So you have
right.
an 8 clock to totally destroy the village. Blank. The rest of you have a 4 clock of wiggle room.
To stop blank.
Oh, hey, come on! I have a goal, and the goal isn't property damage; it's people damage. We're fine.
I look
Yeah. This
longingly
is
at the
physical village health,
large
not
explosives
people.
I just crafted and leave them behind. I don't leave
No,
them
no,
behind.
bring 'em
No, I
because
don't leave them
step
behind.
2.
Actually, I just
Yeah,
The
step
second
2,
half
you're gonna
of the
need
plan,
to,
we don't
step
need to
2,
go
you
back
can
to it.
destroy the village. It's fine.
yeah.
Okay, so we've got 2 4 clocks for the village is bad, and 1 8 clock for we've taken over the village.
That sounds fine with me.
So where does the assault begin? Who leads the way? Do you avoid specific targets?
Oh, what's that? Where is that sheet? Rules reference. There it is. I'm down to lead the charge.
I think that makes sense.
Yeah, with your new character.
Hmm.
Where are we leading the charge?
So we haven't established how the town is laid out at all right now, so we should
We know
probably
that
get
there's a
some
road
basics.
through the town.
There's
because
a
that's the
road,
whole
yeah.
thing.
There's a road
Yeah,
through the
'cause-
town. There's like I doubt many roads wouldn't have some kind of wall or palisade.
Yeah.
If they're not, unless they're super small enough they can't feasibly construct it. But if this is even a bit bigger,
I'm gonna bet. I'm picturing actually like small hills, and there's minor palisades set up along the like hills. Like it's not on both sides of the village, but the one that's more convenient
okay.
has like a small gated palisade. And then there's a couple like other guard posts at the other end of the village, mostly just flanking
Yeah,
the road.
we're starting at night, obviously.
Oh, it's gonna be
Yeah.
a nighttime raid. Okay.
It's I
I mean,
assume it's always gonna be a nighttime raid.
unless you wanna raid right at the crack of dawn.
No, we do it at night, so then if we destroy the village at all, we can fix it in the middle of the night before they get there.
Yes, midnight
Oh,
carpentry.
It's
Yep.
fine. Speaking of which, what race are the people that we're actually attacking?
Oh, it's you're on the island. It's a lizard folk
More
village.
lizards.
They
More
live.
lizards.
This is the lizard island.
Okay.
I mean, I assume there's humans and other non-lizard folk around
Yeah.
as well. So I wasn't sure.
Yeah, like there might be a couple non-lizard NPCs, but like, humans and stuff are all players. This will have more players than the last village because it's actually on a trade route.
It has some
Yeah.
quests. The other town
It
didn't
has
have any
quests
quests.
and
It had a
stuff,
quest
yeah.
to like help. You need to escort into this village, and then once you get to the village, there's no quests.
Do we have
Well,
like,
yes, that village had quests. They were about you.
Yeah.
That's fair.
That's why
Their
you
quest was
just-
investigate why the mountain is all weird now.
True. That's true.
it didn't go well for them.
No.
So do we have a general plan? Like, I'm thinking that it might be wisest to go in, try and find the adventurers, and deal with them before we deal with anyone else. And like, tell
the
the
plan's
rest of
to
the
assault the
by picking
village.
up the adventurers.
Yeah, the plan is to assault the village. We can target the adventurers
Yeah.
once we're in there, but in terms of the
I-
questions for the purposes of the engagement role, where are we attacking is probably just like we're gonna be charging in the front entrance, basically. I think like there's probably a watchman. I'm imagining with a torch
I
or
mean,
something.
how would they just scale over the wall, avoid the watchman?
That doesn't sound like an assault, Marissa.
Don't you have a dirigible? Isn't that your vehicle?
No, we have
We
to
didn't
clear out
finish it
the
yet.
moss still.
We're
I thought you-
almost done it, but we're not fully done
Oh.
it.
I thought you finished your.
No, we're
Assault
making the
vehicle.
moss a trap.
Yeah, once that's done, then we have both the trap and the airship.
Nice.
Okay, so where does this all
Yeah.
begin? We charge. Who leads the way? Doug.
Yeah, Dugnall leads the way.
I think
we're
not
charging in the
necessarily. I think not necessarily avoid any targets, but it's more like we don't try and stop structural damage. You know,
exactly.
Yeah.
Target the
You
people,
avoid hard
not the
targets.
walls.
You pick a soft
avoid hard
target.
targets. Yeah,
Yeah.
avoid hard targets.
So blank, you want to snipe that guard? Go ahead.
Yeah,
Sounds good.
So where does the assault begin? At the front gates, apparently.
yeah, at night.
Yep. We're gonna just like, what was it? The Nazgul in Bree, where they just literally charged in the front door with their horses and like kicked it down, killed the guy who was checking on the door.
Yeah, this is some real Pirates of the
Yeah.
Caribbean. They just dock and get off the boat and start chopping.
Yep.
All
So-
right. Well, very clear plan. You are clearly assaulting. Yeah, with the explicit goal of hollowing up the village to set it up for an
Something
ambush
later.
next
Maybe an
time.
ambush, maybe a trick. We'll figure it out.
Yeah,
Yeah. Or you could negotiate. You could then turn it into a giant, you could
We
fortify
have all
it
these
more.
Yeah, we have
Prisoners.
all of our minions with us.
Oh, I
We're
wasn't
not
even
leaving.
saying that. I was just saying, impose a new tax upon the road. Give me all your stuff and you can keep going.
We're too
I think
bloodthirsty for that.
we'll
I
have
think.
a lot of. It'll depend on how the town is that we can.
Yeah,
deal with.
we
Yeah.
can switch partway through, but the assault is what we're starting with.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. All
Okay.
right.
So I guess
Engagement roll
roll-
time, I think, right?
Yep.
All right. Where's
Where engagement rules?
yes? Where engagement roll?
Because
I'm pulling it up. It's not in the page rules reference.
it's in the
Not
reference,
for
but it doesn't tell
rating.
you what you start with. Engagement 40.
Yeah, it's also not in the rating section.
Yeah, that's what's throwing me off.
Okay,
All right.
so tells you how well prepared for you. So you decide if it's 1, 2, or 3 dice. Indigo.
Yeah,
So
basically.
what are the chances PC starts on equal footing? So 1 dice is unlikely, 2 dice is a toss up, 3 dice is likely.
Now, honestly, your plan feels like a 1.
We have so many minions, though.
Yeah, I know, but they have a town, and we talked about how they have guards and walls, and your plan is to go up to the defenses and work through them.
Yes.
With 0 additional tools, 0 additional tactics, just have blank shoot the guards.
Now,
Just
hold on.
kill them to their face is the
I
whole
tried to
plan.
get them to go over the wall. Apparently,
I would
not,
like
it doesn't make it work well.
I would like to flashback in order to
Oh,
I will copy paste. Survey a target's strength.
That's a good idea.
That's post roll, right?
He's doing this to
Uh,
improve the engagement roll.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
I'm
you
saying you don't need to make a roll to improve it. You just need to alter the plan
No,
to
like,
increase your
so-
dice.
So if I flashback to finding where they're strongest, I could find where not to go through.
Yeah.
or maybe figure out like when is it that the guard changes.
Yeah.
For us, I don't think we have enough information to change what we're doing right now, so we're trying to get it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just that you're going exactly against what the town's designed for. It is a specifically a town set up to be a checkpoint on a major trade route. They are ready for bandit raids. Like that's the only thing they're ready for.
Okay.
Can I try and find like a weakness in the defense?
Yep, it's do a non-bandit style attack. Dirigible would have been great if you drop
Only
in.
we had a
They
dirigible.
would have been totally unprepared. That would give you 3 dice.
It's
Yep.
fair.
If you appear from the center of the town square like mole people, that feels like 2 dice. They're slightly more prepared for it because it's a ground assault, but they're not ready for that either.
Oh, I have an idea. Could we try to draw the guards out somehow?
Yes, we can.
Yes.
Oh,
What are you gonna do? Like kill a bunch of sheep and just have them come investigate?
I mean, there's not going to be sheep out in the middle of the night.
There shouldn't be, no, but
No, but there can
Zen, you
certainly
have an
sound like
idea.
there's a raiding party on the opposite side of the town because I'm an illusionist now.
Ooh.
Ooh. Did you unlock a new set of magic
Yeah,
powers?
it's grand sorcery. Basically, I can pick another sorcery path. I picked up
Cool.
illusion.
Well, we need to talk
Uh,
about that, right?
Yeah, well, the limitations on it stock are I have to have experienced the thing before in order to replicate it. And the second limitation I'm thinking is I can only affect one sense at a time. So
Hmm.
either it's a visual or it's audio, not both.
What about tactile?
that'd be a third sense, so I think it's one at a
I
time.
mean, can you do like how do we feel about
Make them
tactile
feel
illusions?
So invisible, but like there's that actual wall there.
Yep.
So if we
You
find
feel
someone
like
who's
you're
making
getting
pottery,
stabbed.
you can
What other senses? Taste? You're not eating,
Yeah.
but like
Yep.
soap.
make them smell.
So are we going to make them hear this raiding party?
I'm
or
just
see it?
I'm just trying to
Yeah.
discuss the possibilities of illusion. So single sense, you have to have personally experienced it.
Yes, I have to have seen, felt, touched, tasted, or smelled it before.
Or
Good.
or
All right,
heard.
I'm on board. I'm on board with your illusion setup.
I like it. So we draw them to the other, because there's obviously, if it's a checkpoint, there's like a gate on one side and then the gate on the other side. So we draw them to the other side. I am also going to spend a stress to flash back. We're still charging in, but instead of because the gates are locked on both sides, instead of actually breaking down the gate, I think I'm going to make a concoction that's going to instantly rust just the lock on the gate. They won't notice in the day, because the
I
gate
know
will be
this
open.
concoction in real life. It's called saline solution.
Yes, I think there is a concoction in the book, that is specifically. I have the free. Okay, it's pulling up the free edition for me right now, but it's still in there.
The opposite of Loctite.
It's an instant rust basically mechanic that makes it's if you took like rust monster essence effectively.
Or that one guy from One Piece we see in exactly one fight who rusts someone's sword off, like sword to dust.
I've still only seen the live action. Was he in the live action?
No.
Okay.
It's in the Marineford arc of One Piece, and like there's just one guy we only see exactly one time at a fight, and he kills a sword.
Interesting. Also, there we go. Now it's loading for me. Cool. So I'll flash back. I'll spend a stress. I think I can still like concoct as a normal free action, like in play, according to it being written as a flashback. Brewing a concoction is a thing. I think it's just safer if I do it as a downtime. So I'll pull it up.
Do flashbacks actually cost stress? I'm not.
I believe they cost 1 stress. But so they never cost more than 1 stress, but you're limited in what you can do with them at all.
You're right. Spend stress to flashback and.
Mhm.
Oh, you can flashback to form an extra downtime action?
Yes.
I think you still have to pay for what the downtime did, though. Right.
Yeah.
So
It's not another free downtime action, but it's like, ooh, let me hold on to this.
I'll hold on to my downtime action and use it during the flashback.
Yeah.
Well, I think if you have like a gold in your inventory, you go, hey, I'm going to flashback, spend the gold to do that downtime action.
I see.
That's what it's meaning by pay. That's fair.
Okay, perfect. Yeah.
All right. Well, this feels more like a 2-dice plan to clear the guards out of one gatehouse, rust the locks off, then kick the door in and start killing.
Yeah, that's better.
Yep.
All right. 2d6.
Yeah.
A 4.
4.
Equal
not bad.
footing. All right. So I think we begin with the group of you like jumping between hills. Like we see you cross the road like 6 times, like in shadows, in darkness, and
In our cloaks.
Yeah, in your cloaks. From the perspective of the guard, there's just like how many people are here? We got the 4 of you.
1, 2, 3, 4.
We have 3 kobold
We have
con
3
artists.
golems. Or 4 golems.
3 golems. We're at
4 golems.
We're at
3
10.
kobold hags.
We're at 13.
Yep.
And then 5 dark dwarves.
Yep.
Yeah. So
18.
So a full football
Yeah.
team is just like covered in rags, running between hills. And we see some guards like looking out, trying to hold their torch up to get better view. And then what do they experience from behind them?
The sounds of a barbarian raiding party.
Yeah. So they hear someone, you don't know how to speak the light language, so you can never have experienced speaking it. So we hear just from the guard perspective, evil yelling from the other side of town.
Yeah, they yell in Simlish.
That would be effective.
Yelling isn't exactly light or evil. It's I'm here to murder you.
But the words.
Yeah.
Well,
You have to have words. It's arg.
Yeah, it's a bunch of war cries. And
evil yelling from the other side of town, and like someone starts ringing a bell like, oh god, there's yelling from this side. And they all run over. And then because you're on equal footing, you hear one of them say, all right, set the log smasher up before we run across town.
Set the log smasher up.
Yeah.
What, they think are going to get attacked by AT-ATs?
No, it's basically like big shotgun trap for like a cheesy trailer park. With a
Perfect.
giant log that smashes through
Okay,
the door as it's
got it.
accidentally opened up, so they're not
Got
stuck in a
it.
pincer movement.
Okay, so instead of instead of string on trigger of shotgun that blows your legs off, there is tree that just hits you in the chest.
Yes, chest height, but you're small, so for Nash, head height, giant log
Yeah.
that will swing after she cracks the door.
All right.
But we don't know this. What we do see is this is like, I'm assuming, Nash scuttling up to the door and pulling out a little squirt bottle with your new Rustall agent.
It's called
Begins-
Rusty's.
Rusty's or whatever, begins like spraying down the locks. I think you get a little like jeweler's hammer and you crack it open and push the door open, and then now a giant log's coming. What do you do, Nash?
I think Nash, out of character, kind of squeaks a bit, surprisingly non-evilly in surprise. And then she's going to, I think, just duck up. She's just gonna duck if it's coming for her head. She's just gonna like, drop to the ground.
So dire effect, like normal. I guess finesse.
Yes, I'm gonna finesse it. I think. I would appreciate some help if anyone wants to help me. It'll give plus.
Crickets.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, here's the thing. If we assist you,
Yeah, I know.
we are open to the
I
consequence.
also made that in my role, in my game, so I know it. I'm open to a dark bargain.
How sold are you on having both functional eyeballs?
That still feels like I would get hit.
Yes,
I
that was
think
the bargain.
in
You
this
get hit a little
case-
bit.
That feels like more of a 4 to 5 result.
Okay.
What about someone hears the squeak? Like one
think they're
guard
gonna
comes
hear
to
the log.
investigate. They're gonna hear the log either way.
It's a big giant log trap.
Okay. Then what if this? I wonder if the squeak would affect how others see me. Maybe my minions, they're golems, but someone who's watching. I don't know if anyone wants to make
feel
that
like people-
more of a consequence.
But the issue is the only ones I feel like would betray you would be your golems.
But they
Right?
can't. Are they loyal?
No, they're expendable, which means they can't get any other upgrades.
But yeah.
Okay, then I'm just gonna take it. I'll probably resist if I die. I have one dice on this.
Oh, that's not
Ooh.
bad.
A 5. 5 feels bloodied.
5 is bloody.
That feels like it was a failure.
Bloodied? No, failure is dead.
There isn't a
No,
dead.
you can't.
You can't be
Sorry,
killed unless
you
you're already
can't
bloodied.
auto dead. Sorry, yes.
Yes.
So you're right. Failure would be bloodied. So I do think you just
Take a shock.
Yeah, you get shocked, not bloodied. That's the step down from
Okay.
body, physical. You get lightly hit by the giant log, and they know the log trap went off, but also they're still very concerned with the barbarian sounds.
Yeah,
like,
they think it's
one
like a
round of-
two-pronged attack, not just yeah.
But everyone basically gets one, including Nash, basically gets one round of actions after the doors open before the guards realize it's been a trick.
Perfect.
Because it's just sound.
Excellent. So I'm gonna take shock to muscles. That obviously makes sense. I get knocked backwards as it hits me. It misses my face, but like probably like it wouldn't break an arm. That feels like it'd be bloodied, but it like has a big bruise. Like it almost probably broke one of my arms.
It could have like maybe hit you in the shoulder, and you like spun around, so you got like a big welt on your shoulder.
I like that. Yeah. So she
You
picks
get
herself
shot
back up.
spiraling to the back of the party. Like,
Yeah.
not out of the seat, but like you were at the
You
front of the
ragdoll.
line. Now you're at the
Yeah,
back of the
I'm just,
line.
like, bouncing on the ground with my limbs going
Sweet
everywhere.
liberty, my arm.
Yes.
Yeah,
So
this town
I'm
has
in the back now. If you guys want to go first.
doors open.
Okay, I have an idea. I would like to use my supply to pull out the horn I used last time, right?
Yeah,
And I want to
cheerleader
like,
cone.
I want to like blow my cheerleader war horn to make it seem like, oh, this is a huge attack, and try and like maybe get some of them to just run because they're like, we're getting attacked from here, we're getting attacked from here. Let's just run.
Okay, so like threaten?
Yes, I'm trying to threaten them.
Cool. You're trying to scare some people out of their homes early before Blank starts killing them all, or to draw
No,
them
not-
into a slaughter.
Not necessarily the townspeople. I mean, like the guards. Like, I want the guards to be like, "Oh, this is too much for us to handle," and then just book it. You know?
I'm trying to scare the guards off. Yeah.
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 You need to make a block
Guards
for-
are harder to scare, so you're gonna have light results on that.
It's also hard for them to
Okay.
run off because we basically have both exits blocked.
Yeah,
At least they
you-
think we do.
Yes, for the moment they are under the impression both sides are like both roads out of town are a problem.
Mhm.
So, and if you're targeting guards, guards are more likely to fight than flee than your average
Mhm.
citizen.
Right. I will go
So-
hard then.
I'll go hard for normal results with
Yeah.
dire consequences.
Yes, I will spend my dark heart also. Boop. That's a 5.
That's a 5.
Pay no mind to the snake eyes.
Yeah, ignore the snake eyes behind the curtain.
Yeah. I mean, mixed results is you do get a couple guards to throw down their spears.
Oh, I have an idea.
Okay.
Some guards throw down their spears, but I immediately attract the attention of the adventurers.
Yes, but the adventurers quickly pick up the spears as ooh, free loot.
Like, yeah. Ooh, an event's happening right now.
Ooh, yay!
Event
Was that a
time.
green he just dropped?
Yeah, and you do see some like level 3 adventurers pick up spears and look and turn and face you and say, yeah, there's 3 level 3 adventurers that are now running towards you.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So did I affect the takeover clock?
Yes.
Yeah, because the adventurers probably aren't going to stick around. So
No.
Yeah.
if the guards left, that will help.
Mixed results, so 1 tick on the takeover clock.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh. Do we think the village health took a hit from the village's own defensive systems?
I would say
I don't
no.
think so.
That feels
Okay.
No.
counterintuitive.
Because it, based on how you described it, it's just a log that would hit whoever's coming through the door.
Yes,
the
right?
door already
So
So I don't
opens.
think it's hitting anything else.
No.
Yeah.
I also like the idea of using it as a counter battering ram. I just like the idea of a
Yeah.
bunch of like guys running up to the door with a battering ram.
They
and
just
then
like
having the
time
log
it.
smash it. And
Yeah,
shoot you back
it
out.
turns out that the log smasher is actually just like a boxing glove that pops out.
Bing bing. It turns into wipeout.
Is there a blacksmith in this town by any chance? I mean, likely, right?
Yeah,
trade
he
town.
mostly makes rivets and stuff for wagon wheels.
Hmm.
We call
Okay.
that shrapnel.
Yes. I would like to get as close to the blacksmith shop as I can.
Yes, you hold your hands out and you begin wandering through the town to try to. I'm guessing avoiding notice and/or adventurers.
Nash is actually coming with you. So she's following behind you.
I was just thinking your own internal magnetic blood or whatever will take you to the best source of.
Instead of a
ammunition.
compass, you are like a metal detector.
Your hand is being used as a dowsing rod.
So I'll run to the nearest source of projectiles.
Cool. Blank.
I want to, as well, go find a good vantage point with my 3 little kobold conmen cowering behind me.
They're just holding like wooden sword.
I basically wanted to duck into the nearest house if there were people in it, deal with that, and get to a place where there is a window so I can have a higher rate of I'm shooting down on whatever is coming here and adventurers are not up in my face.
Yeah. So give me a scan to find you a good building, because you don't have a.
Sure.
Yeah. Normal results, normal consequences. Good. It's the very packed inn.
That's what it's
Okay.
called. The packed
So
inn.
I scan for a building, I see the inn, I'm like, that's a good place. I see a good balcony. I get in the door. Are there people there who are actually up already?
Yes.
Yeah, it's an inn.
It's Latin dance night at
Yeah.
the packed inn.
Yeah.
And the bandits at the gate bells going off.
Yep.
So I think it's like,
So you open the
"Alright then."
door, and then we see the 3 kobolds coming behind you, and they look around, and the camera hasn't turned yet. We just see from behind Blank, the 3 kobolds each pull out a stiletto, as they know a bar brawl is about to break out.
Yeah. Perfect.
Yeah, you're gonna have to fight your way. You're kind of boxed in with your own minions. You're in a tough spot.
Fair enough. Are we switching camera to someone else, or?
Yeah, does anyone have another action, or are we gonna fight?
I mentioned Nash was following Varn, and I think she
Yeah.
mentions it. I'm like, I'm going to find whoever designed that thing, and I'm going to dismantle him. Or her. Could be her. You're heading to the blacksmith? Could be that person. We can ask.
Better ask quickly. Won't be around too much longer.
Good. Good. I can be... What's the word? Succinct when I need to be.
I think Varn's doing something evil with the blacksmith shop.
Indeed. Yeah, once I get within range of, I'm just going to say buckets of rivets.
Yeah, there's some horseshoes there too.
Oh, yeah. I'm just going to use my magnetic personality to reach out and touch a bunch of people.
So Shrapnel Field, Bullet Hell, Bullet Hell Town Square.
Yes. So just a radius of shrapnel just going out from the blacksmith shop.
Cool. Yeah. What tier does this feel like?
If you want to do it without damaging any of the houses, this might be a tier 3 to me. If you want to have that fine control.
Hang on. So tier 2 is equal to a team of people doing something.
What is tier 3 equal to?
Picking up a ship out of the sea.
Oh, okay. I think this
That
feels
might
more
be
like a
tier
2
2
than a
then.
3.
Well,
Yeah.
this might be tier 2. So tier 2 action to slaughter everyone on the streets with random shrapnel.
Yeah.
Bullet hell like scenario.
Homing bullets that go around doors and through open windows.
So damage might be a possible consequence on a fail.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mhm. Okay, so
This feels like people are very weak to flying shrapnel.
Yep, it's one of our categorized weaknesses, it turns out.
Yeah. So that seems effective to me. And just the normal threats of doing it, advanced spellcasting mid-raid.
okay, so -1 die right now. What is my position on this?
Normal raid danger. I don't
Okay.
feel like you're doing anything too beyond. You have a buddy.
You have your weather witches probably.
Yeah, your weather witches are nearby. You're not actively engaged in combat and like doing a big intricate spell, so it feels normal to me.
Okay. Then I will overload on this and get a +1 die by going hard.
All right.
So it does the normal go hard stuff and gives me +1 die.
Cool. Yeah. So keep forgetting the wording on the
Oh
scale.
no, that's bad.
That's bad. Doesn't matter. You failed. First thing first, you destroys. You that's a tick on the destroy the village clock, and blank hasn't even started.
I'm going to resist that with a quick scan so I see it happening and redirect the.
Resist with scan. Hurt. Cool. Ah.
6.
Nice.
All right.
But I don't think that was the only consequence.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of a second, like, minor thing.
I could see someone interrupt, like someone realizes you're a dangerous spellcaster and picks a fight with you specifically. Getting put into a worse position.
I think.
Oh, or the blacksmith is an adventurer or something like ridiculous.
He's a retired adventurer.
Or he's a PC who set up his own blacksmith shop or something.
What about he's from the Crafters Guild? He's set up here, and so it's a potential warning to the Crafters Guild if we don't deal with him.
I like that.
Ooh, yeah, no, that's the best idea so far. So yeah, there's a new failure condition clock. Blacksmith escapes. That's one word. That's not 2 words.
Correct.
His name is
Alright.
Blacksmith. That's what his name is.
Yep.
Yeah, no. The PC blacksmith who you have just destroyed his whole like weak supply of wagoneering equipment. He unlocked a rare class to be a wagon engineer.
Wagoneering.
Yeah.
He had spent so many times and so many materials.
Do you know how many
on
crafting
Earth
skills he had to grind to get like
Yeah.
basically boat making, sail making?
It starts as just
upholstery?
blacksmithing, and then it just spider webs out into like sub skills and
Well,
sub
it's-
skills, and
he
you
had
had to
to-
max all of them.
It was the other way. He had to raise all of the related wagoneering skills into and then like merge them into a special wagoning
He's like,
class.
Ah,
Do you
Yeah.
know how many daggers I had to make?
yeah.
Anyway,
I bought this
destroyed
house
his
with
shop.
by selling my daggers. There were that
Yeah.
many of.
he's now trying to run you over with his wagon on his way out of town. That is the fallout from the blacksmith.
The wagon's horse drawn.
No,
It's
It's-
wagon drawn.
like self-powered steampunk.
No, slightly smaller magic wagon pulling the bigger
Magic wagon.
It's a wagon drawn wagon.
That was his weird like wagoneering like.
Yeah.
It's a wagon smith. Like he doesn't
makes
make
the
other
wagon
things. He lost the ability to make anything else.
You see, if he wanted to have a horse-drawn wagon, he would need to go into animal husbandry. But no, he hard focused onto wagoning.
It's all carpentry and blacksmithing together, and nothing else.
Yeah. There's a small wagon pulling a larger wagon, and he's on the larger wagon with a whip, and he's attempting to run down
He's
Bard for
whipping the smaller
destroying.
wagon.
Yes, because he destroyed his shop.
Oh my god!
I've made an amazing character in my head that is this wagon smith.
Did we
That's
destroy
all
his shop?
I mean, yeah, the spell was successful. It just didn't have the intended effects.
Destroy the inside of the shop, so then they can't tell us they go in or something.
Yeah, the building's not super destroyed because you resisted that,
Yeah,
but
Perfect.
workbenches...
You still went. My wagon is instead of my cabbages.
Yeah.
Yeah, my wagons.
My
So-
wagon.
I've never seen people make a carter that complicated.
Nash,
It's literally a profession. It's called a carter.
Really?
Wagoneering
Of course
sounds a
it
lot
is.
cooler.
a
I
wagoneer.
had no idea.
So Nash glances inside this blacksmith shop, and presumably sees it covered with wagons of and wagon parts of various kinds.
Yeah.
Do I even need to scan to see that this is not the person who made the log smasher?
If you want to know.
Was the log wagon shaped as it came down?
It might be, depending on how the roll goes.
All right, I will roll
All the
to
different
know for
disparate
sure.
pieces are also used in wagons. So
True.
Yeah, it's not a log as much as an axle for a Titanic wagon.
Yeah. Either way, if it either is this person or if it isn't, she's looking around like this. I think I might try to get the scan to cover finding the person responsible for building that abomination.
Totally.
Okay, I have shock to brain, so I'm only rolling with one die. It's fine. And
Yeah, you're very badly wounded after multiple shocks from things.
I had a shock from I think something in our downtime, and so this will clear it. But what would my position effect be for this as she's looking around?
Normal position. Really hard to tell based on one example of craftsmanship and then looking at storefronts. So limited results.
I'm gonna go hard. I'm gonna like look through windows and put myself in like danger if I need to.
Nice. Yeah, go hard.
One die. Perfect. So that means like risky normal effect.
Yeah, risky normal.
That shouldn't. Oh, it either way,
Ooh.
same die
It didn't matter.
result.
Yeah. You do it. You do find Trapmatic or whatever the there's a trap
the
store.
Trappaneer.
There's
Yeah,
a
the
trap store.
Trappaneer. The localization of this game isn't great. Everything's just the X-aneer. Turns out the blacksmith is the Smithaneer or something.
Yeah.
It has an issue.
There's the Trap Factory combination restaurant trap store
Yeah.
that you find in a related quarter of town.
It's just a cheesecake factory. That's what it is.
Yeah, but instead of weird architectural features, there's spike pits.
You say there's a restaurant.
Oh, it's a combination trap store restaurant.
Yes. Perfect.
And they clearly made you look at your arm and you see the logo of the restaurant reverse smashed into your arm. And then you look up at the sign and it's like, I found them.
Perfect. All right. Yeah, no, I go stalking towards them, entering the restaurant with my golems.
Ah, there's a pit trap. You fall into a pit trap.
I was going to say we switch scenes, but
Yeah.
You get a small consequence.
that's true. You're right.
You start walking
don't
over
take
there.
shock. Yeah, you don't take shock, but you begin walking to the trap restaurant, and then
Yeah, and then I just
fall into a
immediately
pit
fall
trap.
into a hole.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Yeah.
Oh, come on!
So I'm gonna try and do the objective.
Oh, good. Then we'll go
What?
to blank in the bar fight.
Okay, good.
I mean, if we do want to go to me first, I don't intend to do said bar fight.
we'll do Doog.
All right. So Doug with his 5 dark dwarves, we're gonna face off against these 3 adventurers. He's gonna pull out his sword and do like the. So you dare face against me? Just go into it.
Yes. Not knowing what you said, they just
Yeah.
keep charging you with spears.
Yeah.
Daylight
Uh,
formation, men. We can do this.
So would you like me to roll my smash and then my minion smash, or my minion's gonna help me in this scenario?
That's up to you and your minions.
Mm.
Are the minions making their own roll, which means they have their own consequences?
Ooh.
Or are they
Yeah.
built into your role with your consequences?
Would that change my position and effect if they're helping me?
Yeah, well, yes. Because if they help you, you're on equal footing. 'cause it's
Or I
gang
could spend
versus
stress
gang.
and be on equal footing anyway.
Yeah, or you
Yeah.
can spend stress
And then
do
if they
that,
help
but,
you, you'll probably be on better footing.
Yeah. But as it stands now, just Dougal.
Without anything. Yeah.
Yeah, without anything. Dougal is going to be at heavy risk because it's
Uh-huh.
1v3.
Right.
And expected results. You're going to cut some tendons and break some kneecaps. Because
Right.
you have a... Well, I guess it's weak results because it's still 1v3. So yeah, you begin at dire weak.
Okay.
If you add if the minions help, you're actually just at default because
Okay.
default because you're gang versus
There's
gang.
5 of them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then if I battle master, which would put me on equal footing by myself,
Then the dwarves don't need to help.
right? And they'd be on equal footing anyway because there's 5 of them.
Yes.
If they went by themselves. Okay, I think I'm gonna roll for me and then for them because
Okay.
they also have like armor. All right, I'm smashing. Yes.
Oh.
Nice.
Yeah. I guess I should put a clock up for
The adventurers,
the
yeah.
dummies. Yeah.
Oh shoot, they're not part of the town.
No, we discussed
No.
this before. The adventurers
All
tend
right.
to not stick around anyway, so
Yeah,
driving them off doesn't drive off anyone else.
but it does give us loot.
That's true for each
Yeah.
adventurous lane.
Yes.
Yes, it does.
Though,
Yes.
oh sheesh, an 8 clock.
Oh yeah, adventurers
That's for
are
all 3 of
tough.
them, I
Yeah,
assume.
for
all
all
three.
3 of them.
Yeah.
For all 3 adventurers.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty. They are real tough.
Okay.
Can we
And
narratively slay any of one of them sooner than the 8 o'clock?
Probably, but not yet, is my guess.
okay.
Well,
and
you're
then,
fighting them as a group, so
Yeah, and
Yeah.
then my
doesn't
minions are
super
gonna
matter
smash.
if one of them goes down. In
Oh, wait,
that
Morale. What does morale do?
You spend it to get an extra bonus die on one of the
They're
rolls.
gonna spend their morale so they get.
They're singing like
they're-
dwarven beer like songs as they fight.
Yeah.
dark dwarven beer
Dark
Dark
songs.
dwarven beer songs.
Sorry.
So it's a lot more metal.
Yeah.
Like
Like
we didn't say
Screamo?
that.
I
It's a lot. It's a lot more yodeling, actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And yeah,
my hooligans.
You come in sword swinging, and they're all having to work together to keep Dougie from cutting them open. And then from behind, the dwarves just like jump on them, and it's like a cartoon cloud.
There's a bunch of hands and feet coming out of the cloud.
Yeah. Sweet.
Nice. All right. I
As
will.
you badly wound all of them.
I'm gonna get
And then
some
the
water. but
groups jump back, and then you're
Yeah.
ready for the next.
I'll be right back, but I won't mess up my camera. I just need some water.
Fair enough. All right. And then I guess we need another 8 o'clock.
If you're talking about the bar room, if we're putting the camera back to blank, he is going to look at the bar room.
It's
Turn
full.
around.
It's very.
I
Alright.
suspect it's not going to be that easy.
No, you're gonna need a roll to get out because
I was planning on using a skulk roll to get away as best I can. My intention was to get outside, out of their line of sight, use whatever alleys I could to get back to where Dugnall was, and trade opponents with him.
all right. You're gonna need a skulk roll, and then you're also going to need to get your kobold con men out of there too.
Yeah, they're not as sneaky, I
They
imagine.
also have skulk, and I'm wondering if I can either join them in this roll or skulk separately.
I think you can group
Eh,
roll.
Yeah, if they help,
Yeah.
they increase your effect.
Yeah,
So
same issue. Like either roll separately and they have their own separate consequences, or they can roll together and you share consequences.
I think increasing the effect and rolling together is more useful here. So, position and effect for rolling together.
All right, for rolling together, I want to say you're at dire because it's real hard to sneak out of a room when everyone's looking at you.
Yeah.
So dire
enough.
position, and default effect. If you succeed, you sneak out.
My intention is to get out and behind Dugnall, so that
Yeah,
anything that's
I
coming
think
from him has
the
to go
sneaking
through
is
him
more
first.
after you leave the building.
Yeah, exactly.
It's run out the
Okay.
door as the plates are flying. You jump backwards out the door, and then you scurry away.
Sounds good. 4! That's a mixed success.
Yes. You and your 3 guys all get hit with plates and the like.
Can I drag the patrons out of the inn and have them follow and join in the fight?
The patrons?
Yeah, but you want to kill them all. So
I mean,
you get injured. They don't want to die, but they
Okay.
will kill the marauder in the building.
What is this second red clock?
Oh, it was if Blank tried to kill the whole bar.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I turned around and ran past you, and basically, as I got past you skulking, I said, trade. And basically said, you deal with these guys, I'll deal with yours. Congratulations, you got a word.
Yeah,
AKA,
but
I'll let them go through you before they get to me, thanks.
yeah, they don't really seem keen to run out of the inn mid battle without, strength in numbers.
Okay.
And also, it just started. Like, it has been 5 minutes, and there's been nothing but horrifying sounds of flying shrapnel and warning bells and barbarian rage. So,
And a cheerleading
Cross
war.
some muscles, I assume. Can I resist that, please?
yes, you can. But
By
okay,
dodging.
yeah, you and the goon squad both get shock. These
Okay.
are resistible
Yeah.
effects.
The goon
Can
squad
they?
will get
Actually, it's-
bloodied because they can't
Yeah,
take
goons
Yeah.
will get bloodied. Yeah.
Goons will get bloodied. You take related shock to flying plates. Those are the 2 consequences of this action.
Fair enough. They can't
can-
resist, so they just are bloodied because they don't have an option to resist.
I think there's an advanced move for one of the callings, so you can resist for them. But without that, you can't.
Well, it's the same action. My point of setting it up that way is that Blank could theoretically resist the minions getting hurt, but not its own shock.
Oh,
No.
okay.
It's just a consequence of an action, and you can resist action consequences. But you can't resist all of
Yeah,
them.
that makes sense. So I will dodge for blank.
You're just gonna let him get hit. Good.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Blank's
You-
fine,
yeah.
actually.
You clear
Sure.
stress.
I
That would be
knew
so
they were
lightheaded.
evil.
Blank is fine, so
Yeah,
he
he's
gets
fine.
out of there. He is hiding behind Dugnall around the corner of a building and just
you see
watching
your-
the patrons of this pub come join the adventure.
I think it's more that you
Fine.
see the patrons throw your con men out the bar.
And they're speaking in full light tongue. And they're like, no, please, no. Don't do it. Take us with you, please. They're so mean. We're just a family. We're trying to get by. They fully committed to the bit.
Absolutely. Even when they're going on the raid, the one in the wig is still wearing that wig.
Still
Yeah.
wearing the like grandma wig.
Perfect.
Yeah. All right. Varn, there's a wagon coming.
Okay. There's a wagon coming. Well, near a blacksmith shop. Okay. I'm going to use my magic to reach out, grab the anvil out of the blacksmith shop, and place it and like pull it out so that one of the wagon wheels will hit it before the wagon hits me and veer off and fly sideways.
So you don't have to move at all. It's just
Nope.
You're gonna
Cool.
just stare down the play chicken with the magic wagon, and cool. Now that feels like it could work.
Feels kind of risky.
Kind of risky because
Mhm.
it's not really. If it doesn't work, there's no recourse. So not deadly, but dire. And expected results. Yeah, this tracks. If you put the anvil, that'll stop most wagons you've ever heard of.
All right. Let's just go with it.
Yeah.
That's a
The
crit.
the wagon flies off in the air and explodes, I guess. You
Does Varn
gain,
take out his sunglasses?
raining down from the wagon, you get 1 loot die worth of wagon bits.
I mean, 1 loot die worth of wagon bits or 3 ticks on the blacksmith clock.
Oh, the blacksmith clock's done. The blacksmith clock was for escape.
He's not
Because
escaping.
he's not escaping anymore. The blacksmith clock was a failure clock, because the blacksmith would escape and warn the crafters guild. Was
Okay,
what
I see.
Yeah, it
the
was a
salient
negative
point
clock,
was.
and now it is no longer able to fill.
Yeah, he's dead. You don't know if the loot dies from the adventurer that got killed or from all that was in the wagon, but you get 1 loot die.
I think it's
Sweet.
a little of both.
Yeah, it's a little bit of column A, column B, heavily invested.
And with that being done, I think I'm going to run back to Nash.
You probably see her as she entered and then fell. Like again, you
Yeah, Nash is in
probably
a hole.
heard her fall into the pit door after she entered.
Yeah. Look down and be like,
Oh, what are
The
you looking
hell
at?
did
Get me
you
out of
do?
there! Get me out of here!
why would you come to a restaurant? A restaurant that's clearly for traps.
Yeah. She's
Look, it says trap and spaghetti house. The icon is a
don't
plate of
pretend
spaghetti.
you can read.
Why would you come in here?
Don't pretend you can read.
The
And she's
logo
like-
is very straightforward.
Yep. But she, I think, is gonna reach into her like bag of spare parts and pull out probably like a thin chain or something, like something that would be able to hold up a kobold, but maybe not a full like a full human. And toss it up to you and say, "Lift, get me out of here! Lift up."
I'd smack it aside and lower down my own obviously better chains.
Right. All right. Yeah. Okay. I'll untake that supply use then. Yeah.
Yeah.
She mutters to herself and grabs hold.
Yeah, you are in active. It's a war zone, so normal risk.
Yeah, everything is on risk. She's going to. She says to Varn, like, "I told you I'm going to dismantle whoever created that monstrosity." Do you see? I think she says like, "It was a mess. The craftsmanship was terrible."
Where are they?
In here somewhere. As she's talking to you with her eyes are like scanning the room, trying to like figure out where all the traps are so she can avoid them.
Oh, you need to get out of the hole. The hole's a real obstacle.
Varn has chains.
Oh, you want me to roll for it?
Lift me out of the hole.
Yeah, we gotta roll to get out of the trap.
Okay. I mean,
The risk
Varn.
isn't really the trap.
I mean,
the risk
I
is the
am more-
guards running in and stabbing you.
Yeah,
in
to
a
do it
hole.
quickly and
Okay.
I'll like snake it down, wrap it around you, and pull you out. It's a tier
I'm-
1 spell.
Yeah. I'll obviously assist because I think I'm in with consequences anyways.
Yes, you really are.
Sweet.
Actually,
So-
guard has like 0 consequences. If the guard comes and guard runs, you're still in the hole.
Fair. My golems are still there next to the hole, but they're just standing around because I haven't given them orders yet.
And they're also sparking. Aren't they bloodied to begin
They are
with?
bloodied, and they're on auto follow right now.
Conveniently, that's not as.
Yeah,
that's-
you're
okay,
out of the
that's
hole.
6.
Perfect. So yeah, then we talk about what we're doing, and yeah, she's gonna scan the room looking for any more traps that she can avoid.
Cool.
As you scan around, I'm handing you a bunzuka.
She isn't gonna
like
say
a
no.
stack.
Isn't that the rocket launcher that shoots a bunny?
Yeah, it
Yes.
shoots the golem rabbits.
Yeah.
There's a sack of like 6 rabbits.
Yep. Perfect. Yeah. She'll take it and she'll say, "Appreciated." I'll roll to scan. What is position? I'm guessing is still like normal, not safe, but normal. What would be my
Well,
effect?
Right, it's gonna start at normal light because traps are hidden. and you've already fallen victim to their traps more than once. So you have a bad track record for this specific trap maker. So normal light to start with. You could get closer for dire default as well.
No, I think she'll actually. She's going to instruct her golems to assist her if that's possible, and she'll tell them to scan for traps as well because they have scan. So we'll make it. Because can they team up then, or can they assist me? Or
They
either
can,
of those
they can
feasible?
assist you.
When I was looking at the team up rules, it specified PC, I think.
Okay, so team up is just for PCs. Oh, it says
Yeah.
it in the Roll20 sheet, but they can assist. Cool.
Yeah.
Then yeah, I'll have them assist me for extra effect.
I'm assuming they're grabbing like sticks and are just like poking stuff.
Yeah, like
Is
no,
there a
10
limit on
10
how many
feet or
assists
longer.
you can
10
get?
feet or longer only, I tell them.
That's a really good question.
It's only plus effect each, so I don't know. Like it'll go up to normal effect, which is probably plenty.
I mean, narratively, it makes sense if the golems help. It puts it to a normal effect.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Varn
we
might
can
be able
double...
to with his metal sense, to be honest.
Yeah, probably. But Varn doesn't have this evil urge to slaughter someone
Yeah.
for petty revenge.
That's true.
That's true. Though Varn might like slaughter in general because of cruelty.
Yeah, but there's a mission that only one
Yeah.
person's doing.
I have a new objective here, and I have an idea for another objective later, but that's also irrelevant to our actual objective. I'll just roll it, I think.
Cool.
That's a 4.
Yeah.
So you found the traps.
I found the
found
You
the
traps,
found one by accident.
but
You fall into
well-
another
well, there's also the
But
trap
I-
master himself or herself could be like around and more active.
No, the front doors are
Or
the
damage to the house itself, as you're finding
That's
a trap
fair.
one is a lot more dramatic than you expect, and something goes up in flames.
Yeah, I'll take so it was normal default, like default
it was
default.
default. Yeah.
So I do think, yeah, there's a giant like bear trap mechanism by the front door that goes off, and it does in fact shred the awning of the front door. The trap's ripping up the building as you jump back from it.
Okay.
And
You
you
feel
get a tick
comfortable
on the
about where all
village
the other
health.
traps in the house are.
What did
Yeah.
you say, Marissa?
But you feel comfortable about where all the other traps in the house are because it's mixed success.
All of the ones that are on the front, all of the ones on the approach
Okay.
to this building, you can get them out of the building. You could kill them without worries about falling into more pits. But if you run into the trap house, you will get like stabbed by spears from a painting or whatever.
I'm gonna try and resist actually the consequence to the village by as I jump back from the trap, I wanna try and like pull a pin on one of the hinges to stop it from giving as much force to it, or like to have it stop part way up. I'm gonna try and resist with Tinker, if that works.
Cool.
I'm feeling
And
good.
You do it. Yeah, you see the trap fall. You grab one of your golems and use it to wedge the trap open and pull a pin, and the whole thing kind of clicks apart.
Perfect. The golem's hand isn't significantly damaged, just like minorly. They're already
It's
bloodied.
not any
But
more
it like
damage than it was
takes a second
before.
and looks at the hand I used for a minute and then continues following. They're fine. I'm sure that they're fine mentally. They definitely don't have souls.
Nope. You turned the soul functionality off.
Yeah. No, that code has been commented out.
It's not destroyed. It's just
Yeah.
It's unreadable in the code now.
Yep. So
Yeah,
while that's going on,
go ahead.
yeah, you have access to the trap building. But yeah, we got adventurer fight.
Yeah, I'm still fighting them. So do I have to spend stress again?
Yeah. There was the big fight cloud circle, and then it eventually like broke up, and it's more like a pitched battle with the group of you, because the dark dwarves aren't the best fighters. They only really work as a team.
Yeah.
They're not really good solo combatants, so now there's more like lines set up and they're keeping the group of you back. Like the adventurers have gone back to back and they're using their spears to keep you at a distance. They seem to be mostly occupied on holding your attention for the guards to come.
If the adventurers are trying to keep at a distance, mind if I step in?
Go ahead.
I have the ability to do distance. May I
Yeah,
shoot
step from
the
around the corner.
Peek a head out around the corner, shoot adventurers. Position effect.
Normal position.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think this might be a step up in effect, just because
Oh.
they're already fighting
Yeah.
like 6 people.
So that would be strong.
Okay. This seems like a great time to use dark hearts. I love murdering people. So I will shoot them as best I can. And apparently it's not that good this time.
Still
Yeah.
pretty good.
Still your
You
best
take
die roll.
out. So I think it's that you, from the shadows, you draw your bow and you take out an adventurer. You do your little fist pump, and then you look up and the guards are coming back now.
A kobold tugged at the cloak at the exact moment the shot was let go.
I think you hit. You kill one of the 3 adventurers, but it's the thing the adventurers were holding out for is happening, and the guards are in fact coming back from the distraction.
Was
So
that
they're
2 ticks?
reinforced. Yeah, it's 2 ticks for the adventurers clock, but the guards have returned, and now there's more combatants in this, what is just quickly becoming a street fight. Just everyone available to fight in town is now gathering where you started the fighting.
1 tick on the adventurers clock?
No, it was 2 because you were at great.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
I'm gonna point to the guards and tell my dwarves, leave these to me. I'm just gonna go, "Wah!" and just dive in and fight the last adventurers. So yeah, I'll spend stress again to fight on equal footing. And smash.
Yeah, you jump in, single stroke, decapitate both adventurers.
Yep.
Very, very coolly. You get an achievement.
Double
one
kill
hit, 2
achievement.
Yeah, 1 hit, 2 kills, or whatever.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
And then my dwarves are just gonna smash the guards.
Yeah. I do think for taking out the wandering adventurers in town, you get a tick on the takeover clock.
Yeah, they are disheartened as the guards came over. They saw
honestly,
the most powerful adventurers they had die.
And honestly, I'll give you a tick for Varn eliminating the overpowered Wagon Mancer as well. That was a significant threat in town.
Okay.
If you took out the inn, that would have been another one, but you decided I didn't want to fight a whole room of people.
No.
Okay.
I do range, thank you.
Yeah, so my boys are just gonna go smash it. And, not
your boys are bloodied. The guards
They're getting hungover now. That's the problem.
Actually, they have armor, so I'm gonna take their armor so they don't get bloodied.
Good, because the guards hit back, also wearing armor.
That makes sense.
Yeah, so the dark dwarves and the guards are now holding each other in a line, fighting and screaming, and weapons are not really being used at this point. They're getting punched with gauntlets and the dwarves are headbutting.
Perfect.
Yep.
Yeah.
My hooligans.
I think Varn's up next.
Varn, you're with me, or are you doing your own thing, or are you sticking with me? Or are we doing
Yeah, you're outside the trap restaurant.
I like how half of us are like doing the objective, and the other two are like, we're getting revenge.
I know exactly what I'm going to do to that trap master.
So yeah, I think in an effort to get the trap master the fuck outside, I'm going to cast an illusion inside of the house. Excuse me, inside the house that seems like that makes it seem like the bottom floor is on fire, like smoke rising through the floorboards and things like that. Yeah.
Visual or
Being a
sound?
wooden trap house that I'm sure is full of unregulated explosives, I will give you strong results and normal effect to trick the trap master out of the very
Okay.
dangerous restaurant. Because even if it's not explosive, springs and high tension blade, like
Yeah.
springs, high tension springs attached to blades exposed to heat is a good way to die, and trap masters would know that.
Okay. That's a 6.
Yeah.
Here
So
comes the trap master.
yeah, you hear the chains rattle as like as visions of smoke starts to rise up from the ground floor of the restaurant, and then you see an expanding fire escape come down from the top floor, and like sliding down it without using the rails is a lizard also covered in chains. But at the end of those chains is various little baubles that are parts of traps. Like one of them has a bear trap, and one of them has a spike ball, and one of them has a swinging blade.
Oh,
See,
perfect. They are the trap
might-
master. They fight with mobile traps.
Yes, they're trap masters. Really cool. They're the only trainer on the island for the class.
Yeah, it turns out it's a fighting class.
It's a
Perfect.
combat trapping class.
Don't worry, they're just trying to figure out cooking on the side.
No,
Yeah, cooking's their secondary skill.
yeah.
It turns
I
out
was
they're not
actually
finished
thinking it's-
leveling it up, but if you
I
do
was-
level it up, it does combine into something ridiculous.
Oh, I was thinking that they also had a spouse who was following them out, and they have like a big chef hat.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
Okay.
The trap master comes out first because they're clearly the more combat focused of the ownership of this restaurant.
The spouse probably has a frying pan still, though.
Yeah, frying pan, chef hat, but also like in pajamas because it's nighttime and they were sleeping.
Perfect.
They just sleep with the chef hat on and always have a frying pan in arm's reach.
I'm just gonna look over at Nash and say, "Well, there he is. What are you gonna do about it?"
Grab them, she instructs her golems. As she raises her crossbow towards them, I think I'm not going to really actively use the crossbow. She's going to let her minions smash these creatures, and she's going to not try to kill them so much as try to capture them both for now.
Knock them out. You're trying to knock
Yeah.
them out. You toggle non-lethal on your minions.
Yeah.
You just
You go to
tell
your
them to...
passives.
Go ham on it. So I'm going to spend their morale. Plus they're level 2 in Smash already, so I have 3 dice.
Nice. Honestly, dire effective.
Makes sense.
Because
Most of the traps aren't going to help against the golems directly.
As a dangerous, the trap master I've already described as a dangerous combatant. So yeah, dire effect, dire default. Like you can knock him out if you hit him on the head hard enough.
All right. Sweet.
Yeah. So I think you lose. Oh, it looks like you lose a couple of the golems, but like they're not crushed.
Not, yeah.
And because
they're still,
if they were people, they would be dead.
yeah, but they just take some of the hits and
Yeah, they just tank some of the hits. Like a flying blade slices the neck of one of the golems, but it's a robot. So
it
it's
just the
fine.
headless version keeps going. Yeah,
Yeah, the headless version bonks him on the head and he goes down.
perfect.
Yeah, so you have 2 prisoners.
Okay,
Wait,
excellent.
following that up, what I'd like to do, between the traps that we saw inside and all of the traps on chains from the trap master, Would it be feasible to say I have enough supply to make it so that no one can get out of town without activating one of the traps that I'm about to fling everywhere?
I would hold off on that. I think we'll use it on the next job to invite the
Ooh.
adventurers for a free lunch in this restaurant that we're hosting. Just an idea. If we want to put on a saw haunted house for our next thing,
Oh, Jesus.
It's just an orb with Varn.
Yeah, it's
in
just
it
an
with a mask.
ambush.
I want to play a game.
Yes, there is enough trap and
yeah, it's up to
Cover.
you. But that was
Trap
my
and
idea for how to
covering
use his
metal.
traps.
available to kill everyone in town. There's so
I
much
think-
metal here.
Also, given that we have a forge, we could also just loot it all. Because
I think what we should do is save the traps for the next one because we're almost done. We got 2 ticks.
3
Fair
ticks.
enough.
Wait,
Oh,
what?
wait,
No, he just put a
Oh, okay. Nice.
Eliminating a dangerous combatant in town will helps
Yep.
with the
yeah,
the
because this was
takeover clock.
not an adventurer.
Oh, the adventurers
Okay.
counted too, but
No,
I'm
yeah.
trying to narratively track it. The
That makes
takeover
sense.
clock's less action oriented, and more like you finish a top clock or complete an action, it gets a.
Mhm.
Perfect.
Yep,
So I
yep.
don't think we, if I have them captured, I don't think we have to spend too much time focusing on it or having a scene, but I will simply describe that I might have to make a roll for this. I don't know if they're complete at my mercy, but my intent is to basically torture them to death, starting with the spouse and then the trap
What's the
master.
goal?
You say
Just revenge?
Sorry?
Just revenge?
Revenge. I want to make them suffer far worse than they suffered. It'll involve using their own traps on them. And I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, chucking
You
them
start
into
with the
a
hole.
yeah, chucking them into a trap. Yeah, you could totally do that.
It'll probably involve the
Time.
bear trap.
Yeah, time is of the essence. So eliminating your prisoners would be a normal roll. The consequences are less.
It's less about if I do it and more about things that happen while I'm
Yeah,
doing it. Okay.
it's more about you wasting time. So let's
Perfect.
roll to see if contingent of guard shows up. Basically,
I'm still going to leave it a bit vague, but I'm redoing and sort of tinkering with their bear trap near the entrance. That's going to be my main tool of their torture.
Yeah.
It's fine.
we trying to really get that evil XP.
Can I not finish the clock and help and get a dark heart?
I am being cruel in this revenge. It is
Yes.
clearly both.
I want to give pointers. I want to be like, no, too fast.
Yes.
Yeah.
Totally. We could waste more time. Yes, the two of you can waste 10 minutes on
All right,
this.
so this is great effect. There's no point in the effect itself, even as much as
No, lightly dead is still dead.
yeah. Perfect. 6.
They're very
Nice.
dead.
Right.
All right. Guard fight. Blank. You're up next.
I think I am going to do a 2-part thing here. I'm going to motion to the kobolds to go down the street and yell. And I'm going to have them basically trick the guards to be like, help! There's children over here! Save the children! Levels of, yes, that's not a trap. Don't worry about it.
The children in dark
and-
cloaks who are definitely not kobolds.
Yes.
Well, they're the ones yelling and just, they're out of sight.
Help,
They're
I'm an
basically-
unsupervised child and I'm in danger.
These
Yeah.
kids smell like beard oil.
Yeah. So let's make a kobold trick the guard roll.
Okay. Position effect?
Normal, default.
Sounds reasonable. And they get a 6.
Wow. The dice have
Yeah.
been once again falling in our favor
So
right
nice.
now.
So nice.
Yeah. So some of the guards peel off and begin hurrying down the alley to help these unsupervised children.
Perfect. And as they have their backs turned to me, having not seen me, may I shoot them?
Yes,
please?
yes, you may shoot down all of the guards, hoping to do a good deed for the day.
Yep.
Yeah. Position effect.
Normal, great. They've been tricked.
Is it normal in this case?
Yes. Unless you do something specifically to make yourself safe during a raid.
I thought that's what the kobold trick was.
No,
Yeah.
I think that the kobold trick was for the effect.
Yeah, the kobold trick I
right.
took as better effect.
Fair enough. Okay. Oh, there we go. May I use Thrill of the Hunt to get the plus effect instead?
What's the
You can
ability?
spend stress. This. You can spend stress to exploit a weakness and then get more effect when you exploit it. Oh, yeah. So the kobold trick would then be the safe effect, and the Thrill of the Hunt would be the
Yeah.
actual bonus effect.
Sure, we'll take it. You gotta spend stress
Alright.
on it, so.
That's technically a success.
Sure.
Yeah, it's technically a success. You do shoot down all the guards. You're
I mean, it's minimally risky at this point, so
the risk doesn't feel like it's to you though.
oh dear.
It's do you kill the guards before they beat up the not children?
I spent money managing to successfully train those not children. I don't want my money to go down the drain.
You
So
can resist that.
this feels like the obvious effect to me for like a mixed consequences.
Yeah, that makes
They're
sense.
distracted by the kobolds as they kick their teeth in.
Okay, I do want to resist that. I'm just trying to figure out how to.
It could
Shoot.
be, like, narratively speaking, if they don't kill the kobolds may have just had enough of being beaten up and quit, so you lose them, and you could resist it by, like, convincing them later to stay.
Or you could shoot faster.
Or you could shoot
Shoot
faster.
gooder.
I mean, I like the idea of shoot faster, but does that really count as a resist?
Yeah, you're resisting with more arrows.
Okay, I'm a resist with more arrows. Better than could be. There we go.
Yeah, you take some stress.
I will
As
absolutely take some stress.
You shoot arrows so fast they go backwards in time.
You have the last person who's like a step away from like moving the cloak off the kobold, and as the hand he reaches the cloak with the kobolds backing up, an arrow goes between their shoulder blades. Just...
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, you took a chunk out of the guards. All right. Who hasn't gone in a minute? Dougie?
Doug. Yep.
Dugdle?
Doug is going to smash
Smash?
whatever guards are left with me and
guards,
my minions.
citizens, you're thinking there's at least one horse you're punching too.
You know what? We are making our way to the bar and hitting anyone who gets in our way.
AKA the inn that I left.
Yes.
So you just see, like, you re-enter?
I
Like,
did
I just
say
think it's
trade.
I
so
think
this
it's Doug punching enemies out on the way to the bar. Just as
Yeah.
many are.
I'm trying to fill up that clock before I get in the bar, so they are cowed.
I'll give you a
once I'm
bonus
there.
die if you go through a building.
Deal.
I mean,
so that's
it
one
doesn't
tick on
matter
the
if
village
it's
health?
It's
still-
two. You're through a building. It's not just damaged. You punch your way through a building. It
Deal.
falls apart.
Okay, so my minions are helping me, so I'm increasing my effect. So, what's my position effect?
Normal position. Normal
Got
effect is the effects to punch your way to the bar to take out everyone in between you and the bar.
Do my
right?
minions raise my effect because they're helping?
Sure. With the minions, you could punch out everyone who can see the bar.
Yes.
You've killed a lot of these guards. You've killed all of the
Killed a lot.
adventurers and special combatants.
Yep. All right.
It's like
rolling
the
it.
few remaining guards and
5.
randos in town. 5? Yeah. You get beat up right back.
Good
But
thing
you-
I have defenses of battle defenses. I'm gonna take that so I don't take damage.
All right. Yeah. You smash through a building, punching out the family in the building because
Yep.
it's straight line to you, the bar now. And then
Yep.
there's guards and like a couple ruffians and a horse, and the 6 of you are just running around punching. You're holding the sword still and still punching.
Yeah, I'm punching with the sword.
Yeah, with your fists.
Yeah.
There's just a sword also coming out.
I should put brass knuckles on these. It's like going bam.
Yeah. You took damage. I mean, honestly, it feels like you took out all of the important people in this small town.
Mission
So
accomplished.
there's a bunch of civilians. So yeah, mission accomplished. But before we get to looting, I do think we need a couple scenes or discussion to figure out what do we do with everyone who lives in this town. You have secured by force of steel control over this town, at least for like the next 24 hours when more reinforcements arrive or whatever.
Gather them together in the inn and convince them to fake being okay for us so that this is more convincing?
No, I
They
have a
will
better
fail.
idea.
Oh dear.
We keep them tied up, and we, at the end of this raid, we send them to the dragon.
Ooh.
That is evil.
you're going-
Yes, it is.
So you're going house to house, kicking the door in with your minions and tying everyone up and just leaving them in place?
Probably bringing
we're
them
putting
into
them in,
the
like, a
same
basement.
place. Yeah,
Yeah.
the basement of the inn, maybe.
Yeah. So can someone roll me 260s or 2 D66s? Like a D66 twice?
Oh, okay, got it. So like 4d6.
Yeah, 46 basically.
Sure.
I don't know. I'm just trying to estimate how many people live in this town. So yeah, you got like 100 people.
That's a lot of people.
Yep.
The inn's a big building. They can fit. We just don't keep them on the front floor.
I
There's
look
a
at the
lot
co-
of
Oh.
very full rooms up above.
Nash looks
Mostly
at the kobolds
civilians
and
any like
says,
real.
"You speak their language. Tell them if they cooperate, they won't be harmed."
So yeah, we get do the kobold minions. I'm assuming they're helping. Yeah, so we get like a scene of the kobold minion like standing on top of the bar, holding like a piece of meat to his face because he got beat to a pulp by these same
He's holding
citizens.
peas.
Same citizens earlier, and it's like, don't move, don't shift your bindings. Anyone who speaks will be beaten. You
I
will,
think
if
there's
you do
some
as we
level of-
say, you will come out alive.
There's some level of translation failure with, my minions of these people who are our minions and stuff like that.
Yep. Like the
Um,
kobolds present themselves as the one in charge, like or the
absolutely.
okay.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, but they make it known that they work for someone else, but you, grovelly villager worms, work for us.
Yep.
We work for them, but you work for us.
Oh no, they're not saying they work for us. They're
They're-
saying we work for the
They're
kobold.
in the light tongue where none of us can tell. They're presenting themselves as the one in charge of this band of bad guys.
Oh, yeah, okay, I get you.
There are the three of us on top, then the rest of them, and then all of you below them. It makes a pyramid shape.
Perfect. Nash is going to leave the golems to guard them and keeps non-lethal toggled on and says, "Knock them any out who try to escape."
I think I'll leave the kobolds there as well, just to hear any escape plans that are maybe talked about if we haven't gagged everyone. So.
Yeah, and as we pan out from the bar, we see the three weather witches who didn't really do anything, but now they have found the cauldron and are brewing up like lightning soup.
Perfect. Nash is going to investigate the restaurant, but we'll deal with that after our break. This is a good time to break.
Yeah, we'll do a break. We'll do the loot rolls and talk about raid number 2. You don't get downtime.
You don't get downtime. We can probably flash back to stuff in between the two if we need to.
You can flash back and you get a loot roll in between. We're going to talk about like how we're setting up for the next raid and what you looted from the town and everything.
Okay.
Sweet.
Then we'll be back in about 10 minutes. Okay. We are live, but the cameras aren't working, even though they are. Give me a sec while I figure out what's happening. But audio's live, and we can see just Indigo for some reason.
Oh,
I
awesome.
Hold
don't
on.
know why.
Let me try turning off and on my camera.
No,
see if
here's the
that
thing. I can see your cameras.
Oh, you can see it,
OBS
but
can't
the
see your
OBS can't
cameras.
see.
Yes, it's showing your.
Well, that's on in the background. There was a. I don't know. What did the Crafters Guild do? Let's just talk about that. So there was a great, powerful mission by what are we calling them? The Hand of Progress.
That was my idea for the name.
Yeah, the Hand of Progress had a breathtaking mission where they, I don't know, raided robot hell. I
Oh,
don't know where'd they go.
they went. I forget where they went, but you told us before.
We didn't decide.
Oh.
It was that they did a thing, and you're catching them on the way back. They didn't have a clock.
Drag in one of the factions that we haven't.
Yeah,
really
let's drag in a
worked with
different
yet.
faction. I agree.
Were they raiding a faction?
Probably something associated with another faction, like one of the dark factions, I suspect. And they're probably doing it for crafting materials.
Ooh, I have an idea.
All right, let's hear it.
It's not necessarily a dark faction. The crafters went after the War Sisters because they're griefers,
That was
so
my
they
idea.
have been griefing the crafters.
Yeah, it was more of a retributive attack, and then they gathered a bunch of rare materials that they were camping, basically.
Yeah, so I think that's what it is. They make their way to like a battlefield, basically, that the War Sisters, like a battlefield area of the map that the War Sisters were hanging out at and limiting access to. They had a big pitched fight, and now they're returning with basically just carts of looted armor from the like magic battlefield that was there.
Can we give or I was wanting to do a roll to see, okay, who won this pitched fight because they're different tiers, but I'm wondering maybe that'll have something to do with the engagement roll as to, are they looking battered as they come back? Do they actually have like, less people who are on the back foot there?
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
So returning from their battle and possible victory march home from, I don't know, what are we calling where's the stupid battlefield now that we thought about it?
War Sisters and Crafting Guild has a beautiful like road in between them, so I definitely say that town we took over is right here.
Yeah, the town's like in between those 2 points, between the War Sister chunk.
Yeah.
We'll say the War Sisters are on like
It's a trading town. It's right at the crossroads.
Yeah, it would be right here. Let's add
sense.
that.
Newly terrorized town.
Yep.
Yeah, you took like a hot minute to like sneak your way halfway across the island to pull this plan off.
We just went this way. We went like this.
Yeah, skip the spooky fair forest. You hear the sounds of bongos from deep in the woods, and you're like, I need nothing to do with that. And you keep on, you go around it.
Walking past the forest, shaking party flyers off your feet as you're.
Why does it smell like skunks in that forest?
Just don't ask questions.
Yeah.
All right.
So heading your way is a long wagon train, and we get a couple shots of like adventurers on the wagon, like tightening the bolts on their steampunk laser rifles, from the passenger seat of the wagon that are clearly drawn by real horses this time, and not little wagons,
smaller wagons.
These ones are actually drawn by horses. But you do, a cunning-eyed viewer would notice the maker's mark branded on the side of all of the wagons does match the wagoneer, I think is what I call them.
Yep.
The wagoneer.
The wagoneer.
Who's now dead.
Maker's mark branded on the side of all the wagons.
Oh, do we roll loot?
Yeah,
yeah, we're doing loot
rolls.
rolls. I believe loot rolls were mentioned first.
All right. Are we all sorted away?
I was gonna ask about
think
the loot for the traps. How many, if we looted the traps instead of doing anything else with them, how many loot dice would they be worth?
I'll give you a loot dice for trap.
If it's just one,
Oh,
I'm not
okay,
gonna
so-
bother with them.
I think we just repurpose them.
We'll repurpose them.
Repurpose them. We already are at 4 loot dice because
Yeah.
the
The
You
loot
get one for
from
you
the
get one for
Wagoneer,
wagons.
one for each adventurer.
One for each adventurer.
Yeah,
There's
they're not
3.
real. Here's the thing: they're not like capital A adventurers.
Okay, so there were
You
like
will get a
They
one
did say they were
die.
low.
Okay.
They were, yeah, I don't know if level 3 is low
Yeah.
level, so I wasn't sure.
I'm not picking real rules for this MMO.
Okay.
Just gonna say numbers. They're not capital A adventurers, but you do get a loot
Oh.
die for them. Capital
Right.
A adventurers have they're better fleshed out, and they have
Oh yeah, those are the ones that come to our dungeon, right?
the ones that come in a dungeon, or if there's like a lone cool person with a magic weapon or whatever
Right.
that I have done more for. But a wandering group of 3, I'll give you a loot die for them,
Right.
of course, because they are a trap worthy of that. So 1 for traps if you take it, 1 for the Wagoneer who is killed and loot die has been claimed, 1 for the adventurers. Are there
Okay.
any other sources?
we normally have the regular loot roll of
We normally
Just going to
plus
get a-
the normal regular loot roll. Yeah.
Yes, plus normal loot roll rules.
I think let's still
Um,
use the traps like in their next.
Yeah,
round,
Yeah.
agree.
So
The traps can narratively be used in the setup for the next
hmm
part of the plan.
yeah,
But if you want to scrap them, you get a die for it.
I think we just
they are
keep them.
flashback fodder for me as a crafter.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have 2 dice then from the adventurers and the
Wagoneer.
Wagoneer.
Yes.
Do we get one for the trap master themselves or no?
I don't know if they were an adventurer. We did take them out. in
No, the
regular.
loot would have been the traps.
Would have been the traps. Okay,
Yeah.
got it.
Okay, so then going through the loot roll, 1d for a target belonging to a faction at least equal to dungeon tier. We're 0, they're
No.
0. Ta-da. It is
Oh
at
wait,
least.
yeah.
At least
Yes,
equal
you get
is,
one.
Correct. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, you get 1.
1d for each higher tier, that none.
No.
Source of loot you grab, which is we've just gone through. And each adventure you take out, which is where things get confusing. So
But I think we
Oh,
just talked
once
about that.
Yeah, they get 1.
Yeah.
Okay. So
3?
3?
Oh, it's
Remember, these aren't
individual.
cumulative across the group. It's individual. So one person gets the
Oh.
Wagoneers die, another person gets the adventurers die.
There's also the other questions about loot, isn't there? Like how well? No, that's
Those are
blowback.
the other.
Mhm.
Yeah, blowback.
Yeah, we just
is
went
the
through that
Yeah.
stuff.
So
Well, like,
everyone starts at 1 for the town.
Right.
I think that Zen gets the anvil Wagoneer.
The
already.
Wagoneer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
Mhm.
gets a bonus
And
die.
then each of you can take some of the other.
Well, the thing is, there's only 1 die for that left, and I think
Okay.
that probably goes for our Marauder friend who did
Right.
a lot.
Yeah, the Doog.
I will take it.
Okay.
Doog gets a bonus die. Not Varn. Nash has access to a bonus die, but she's hoping to use the traps to greater effect later.
Yep.
And Blank just gets the standard. You attack
Yeah.
the town and you
Loot the
get a bunch of
pockets.
prisoners in the inn. That's
We
fun
do
for
some
ya.
looting.
Yep. Maybe we'll get some loot from our dragon later if we sell the slaves. I'll roll my 1 die to loot. That's should be a
1 die.
D6. Oh, it's the same result.
Oh, good. Yep.
Get a dark card, I think, is what that means. I'll take it.
Wait, why'd you roll 4?
What?
Oh wait,
That
never
was
mind.
from before.
That was for number of
Yeah, scroll
prisoners
down.
you
I was-
took.
I was looking at my PDF and I was like, wait, what? What happened?
I also got a 1, so
You get a dark heart.
is it a dark heart or morale? Oh right, but we already have morale. So dark heart it is.
Yeah, I'll take morale for
Uh,
mine. Or I'll
All right,
take a
I
dark
will
card for mine.
roll my 2. Ooh, I got a 6. So I take a dark
Ooh.
heart, and then what do I get with a 6? I've never done that before.
Oh, I have it here.
I believe you roll on the good loot table. I'm not positive.
Ooh, gain
Yeah.
a valuable item of the player's choice.
Oh, the rating and it says how to do the loot roll, but at least this page doesn't show what the loot is.
You just do the
Oh, there's
loot
two
roll.
different steps for the loot roll. I see the problem. Yeah. Success, gain a valuable item of the player's choice.
Yep. What cool thing did you find in town?
Is there a list of valuable items somewhere?
It's a tier 1 item, or it's an item with an edge, or something that is quite rare, but not extremely rare.
Yep. You basically build it
so
yourself, right?
You could do 2 doses of something if you want to find some kind of concoction.
A spear with an edge,
Yeah, nice spear.
like because
If you're in the inn, you could get like your loot could be their best ale or something, like a cask of their best ale.
Don't tempt me.
We could make it effectively a concoction you can bring out. If the like, it's up to you.
Potion of
Yeah,
infinite
it's what cool
courage.
thing. It's what does Dougie think is cool in town?
Okay. I'm gonna roll a d2. If it's a 1, I think it's gonna be some kind of spear. If it's a 2, it's gonna be like an alcohol that's like a concoction.
Perfect.
Booze.
All right.
Yeah, so you get 2 doses of a concoction that they sell at this bar.
I have a
Excellent.
suggestion of Battle Ragers whiskey. You just
Yes.
get mad fighting.
So there's always a
Increase the
drawback for it,
effective fighting.
and I think increase the effective fighting. But yeah, they're mad, and usually a drawback would be like something that's significant but not as bad as the effect. Like it still makes it worth it to use. So
Oh, is that not like a example one?
was that an example?
No,
I
it was
didn't
just
think
something
so.
I came up with.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But like it fits your character, and it's
Yeah.
what whiskey does to normal people. So it's not really a concoction; it's just whiskey.
Ragers.
There is. I'm looking it up. There
I'm
is
trying to
actually
come up with a
something here.
silly nonsense for the other one. I think it causes kinetic hallucinations.
Kinetic hallucinations.
Yeah, rolling off of the illusions of touch.
I just start feeling weird things.
You just start feeling people punching you.
Here's a tier 3 concoction called Bottled Fury. Stops you from dying until it wears off, but you can't resist death.
Can we do that, but not dying?
Yeah. We could
I'm
do.
not gonna give you a tier 3.
Yeah, we
No,
could do a different one, Painkiller. You could ignore the effects of muscle shock, but it doesn't clear the shock when you roll muscles.
Yeah, I think ignoring muscle shock works for the like positive effect, but I do like you hallucinate being punched.
Okay.
The whole time.
So, ignore muscle shock.
Your rage allows you to ignore muscle shock. I don't want to eliminate the flavor
Right.
of the Battle Ragers whiskey. Your rage allows you to ignore muscle shock, but you constantly feel assaults.
But feel assaulted.
The whole time. That you're just always getting punched, so you might as well punch back.
Yeah.
All right, what is a
Excellent.
5 for loot?
I think that's
Do.
just a gold.
Gain a
Straight
gold. Mix is gain 1 gold, and that's it.
Sweet.
The
I'll
best
take my gold.
roll.
You really did do the best roll. You got a dark heart and a gold.
So you can flash back to do something with that gold.
Yes.
Blank?
Oh, I got a 1.
Blank
so
roll
I got
already
a
and got a dark heart.
Oh, okay. We all went then, right?
Yep.
Cool. All right. Engagement roll.
We roll right
Yeah.
into it.
Let's talk about the plan.
I think we're
Still like the
ambushing.
idea of tricking them into a restaurant, but I think we want to just trick them into a vulnerable position within the town, probably. What are we thinking? Are we just attacking them as they're passing through, or do we want to like invite them to stop for the night?
Negotiation or ambush. Those are the 3 really obvious ones.
We could
I like
literally have 3
ambush.
kobolds in a trench coat playing an innkeeper, though.
You could
I
assault.
really don't believe
You
they
could
did.
just charge out of the town.
They can
Straight at
speak
the
the
wagon.
language, and I can use an illusion to make them look human.
Can, actually, yeah.
Oh,
Ooh,
Um,
kobold
Or
innkeeper.
lizard, or whatever.
In that case, yeah, you
Lizard.
just
so So I feel like ambush is the best because why is their guard down? They're being distracted by the 3 kobolds in a trench coat that look like a human.
Yeah. I like the idea of ambush. That would definitely be going at it in a more militant way and probably
These
be
guys
the
are
smartest.
gonna be probably tougher than the town, honestly. Like,
If
Yes.
we're doing it only
Explicitly, they are a tier up.
they're
from
tier
you.
up, and these are the people who like drove away the War Sisters, or at least fought them, even if they didn't win.
Yeah, they have steampunk laser rifles.
Perfect.
I kind of like the idea of trickery because then we go into all different kinds of tricks. The 3 kobolds in the trench coat, the traps. Like, we're doing the let's run you through the gauntlet. This entire town has turned into your worst nightmare.
I have
And
an
we have a lot of
idea
talk
for
about
trickery.
how-
We pretend to be members of the crafting guild and say,
Mm.
give us your materials. We'll deliver them to the town right over there. Don't worry about it.
I have a separate idea, but that's a trick.
Mhm.
We convince them that the town is currently under attack.
Have them run in. And then
No.
you-
Have them go warn the guild. Leave us some stuff behind so we can defend ourselves.
I think that might backfire because they might take the stuff with them to just keep it safe.
Yeah,
Well,
because
that
remember
would
for this
be-
one, the explicit goal is to get the wagons.
Yeah.
Like, it's to get the goods they're transporting back to base, which will knock them down a tier and you up a tier.
What if
This is
someone-
your-
I know what to do. What if our kobold friend is disguised as the Wagoneer, because you've seen the Wagoneer, and says, "There's I need to inspect your wagons as a member of the guild because there's something wrong with them," and holds them up.
That's an
There's a
interesting-
recall on the wagons.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to take them in for service before you
They'll be ready.
continue
They'll be
on,
ready
because-
tomorrow morning. Don't worry
No,
about it.
you can't unload them; they'll blow up.
Yeah, once more than 300 pounds has been put in the back of this thing, yeah, it's just a ticking time bomb.
Yeah.
Ooh, I get so is there how close is the Wagoneer's house?
So, are you building a fake wagon repair shop?
Well, there is a real wagon repair shop. It's just kind of
There's a-
been spread out a bit.
Well, I don't think it exploded or anything, right? I
that
think
was resisted. That was
Yeah, that
would've
was
been-
resisted.
Was
but it
resisted,
The wagon
But
shop
the
was
parts were
specifically
kind of
saying-
still spread around by Varn, so we probably gather them up
So-
again.
So the trick could be we pull the wagon in to be inspected and fixed, close the garage. Our minions are in the
And then
garage
We're doing
unloading.
the NASCAR,
Oh,
switch out the
oh,
tires, but for the loot.
Unload
Yeah.
the wagons of
Unload the wagons
goods.
and then load them up with junk.
I was gonna say fill it with villagers. So they don't notice the weight's missing. You fill it
No,
with
we want those
line up-
villagers to go to Greymaw, though.
Well, it's you
At
can
the
still
same
send
time,
them
though,
to.
that's fantastic. Because
What
that's
if
a
we
great
just
way
fill it with the trap parts? It's still a bunch of metal parts and
Yeah,
other
we
weight
bring in we bring that in, and then we engineer an actual bomb in the back of these things.
I have that.
Like
the bomb goes
unstable
off at
tra-
any
un-
time because of that.
unstable traps.
Yes, I can make it stable. That'll be my job. We'll be trying
No,
to.
you want them unstable so they go off on the bumpy road.
I do. I just don't want them to go off on us. But yes,
Yeah,
I mean,
No,
you
but
have
you
a
could-
concoction that blows up a building, but its downside was, but you don't know when it'll trigger.
yeah,
so
no,
this
it's
is
gonna be it's gonna be the last thing we do is arm the bomb. Then we just
run.
run, and they're gonna
hope-
eventually wonder where their wagon is and go check it out and see it abandoned there. Hopefully, it'll be fine.
the
There's a-
only thing
oh,
I'm hesitant on
There's a
in this
lot of
plan
wagons.
is-
It's got to be a continuous
Oh, it's a.
plan.
I see.
It's
So
a
there's
wagon
more than one
trade,
wagon. Okay.
Because you have to do enough damage to their supplies to take them down a tier.
Maybe we do have to use the villagers for the weight then. There's not enough trap parts, I'm guessing, to make them all.
There are a lot of villagers.
There's
I-
100 villagers you have access to.
I still kind of like the idea of a bunch of different little tricks, just because if we're hinging absolutely everything on the kobold's one trick roll, I'm not sure how on earth that feels.
It's
Uh,
not hinging on one trick roll. It's hinging
No,
on
it's
the
not.
one engagement roll.
There's also
Yeah.
probably there'll be a clock for adventurer's suspicion or something like that. I assume.
But it's more a matter of if they're the only ones who can talk, they're the only ones who can effectively roll, and that's really limiting unless we devolve.
Well, you could
out of
you
it.
could do signage. Signage is
we
on
can
the
do
table.
imagery with signage as well. We can draw pictures. We have the same,
You could have misspelled signs because they're still idiot kobolds, even if they're the smartest among you. Misspelled signs that say "wagon repair this way." Wait, it might blow up. Go fast or whatever.
We could also,
But it sounds like
honestly,
we are
we could
going-
also do stealth. Like,
Make the town spooky. Have them investigate. Unload the wagons while they investigate.
give them a quest basically to leave the wagons.
Find all of the villagers. You hide the villagers around town. Give them a quest to
Okay, I
save
like-
the villagers, and then like tied to the rafters in random buildings.
Okay, just for the
Yes!
insanity of that, let's go with it.
wait
We
for
have
trickery
so
or
many
stealth.
traps to make this place
Yeah.
a nightmare. I love it.
I mean,
Every time
could
we go to
negotiate,
sleep,
too.
we wake up in a random place. I don't think
I like the
negotiation
trick
will
aspect,
work.
and I think we can feed more tricks into it that further the get the crap away from them.
Yeah,
That
this will
aren't
be a
necessarily-
series of
yeah.
stuff. And we can flashback if needed to stuff. Let's try it.
Yeah. So,
So technically, the stuff.
what's the goal is to get the
trick.
goods.
Yeah.
The goal is to get the goods. The plan is trickery.
Plan is trickery.
So
Okay.
let's ask the trickery questions. What do you want them to do? I'm assuming it's abandon the
Leave,
wagons.
yeah, abandon the wagons for long enough for us to take the stuff.
Why would they do that?
Because there's a big
recall.
town-wide. Are we doing that one? Which track?
Oh, I thought we were doing the recall.
I think it's all of the above.
We're throwing everything and seeing what sticks.
Because the
Perfect.
wagons are
So,
unstable.
From
and
their
town is
perspective,
one,
it's
two-
gonna be the episode in Avatar with the village in the swamp, with the Muck River, because it's just gonna be the same kobolds in disguise who show up everywhere in order to be their various quest givers.
wagon, I guess. So tricked by nefarious kobolds wearing various hats and like hoods, I guess. One of them saying, "All of your wagons are defective. Please line up over there for inspection." And
Yep.
he's disguised as the wagoneer. And the other ones are like, "Help! All of the villagers are lost in town. Could
Yeah,
you help us
we
find
just keep
them?"
throwing side quests.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give all the villagers lost in town my farmer's hat because clearly they're from out of town and for visiting.
Yes.
That's how they-
Not a kobold. Clearly, a farmer is telling them all of the villagers are lost. Can you
Yeah,
find
they
them
came.
in
They
town?
walked into town from their nearby farm to sell their goods, their produce, and all of the villagers are missing.
The
It's
only
like
thing I
I'm
don't
trying to make them think this is some sort of event where, yes, this is normal. Just go do it, and you'll repopulate the town. It'll be fine.
the only thing I don't like about them finding the villagers is the
Villagers
villagers
might
to say
talk.
like, "Oh, yeah,
Oh, I'm gonna try and I'll probably try and dose them with something. I'll figure it out.
Okay.
I think we have the restaurant. It probably has enough food to feed everyone in the town, like a small sip of.
I mean,
Half the food is traps.
food is
But the other
traps."
half isn't. And also,
The other
traps.
half is
Does
food.
traps mean like a sleeping poison food?
I do think there's at least one
Perfect.
pie that blows up.
I'm
Okay,
definitely
that's
watching one of the traps.
Very
where
good.
there's-
I'm definitely gonna try and lure some of the adventurers into this restaurant.
It's an experience more than a restaurant.
I know.
And then does it matter if they know after? No, because once they're gone, it doesn't matter.
Well, there's still a faction.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter for the operation.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, we don't need to fight them. I think is part of it.
they might, decide, all right, let's change goals, make another clock, and, go
Yeah.
after us. But
I'm assuming you're going to end up fighting them, but
We'll see how it
How
goes.
well it goes. All right, so engagement roll.
Yes.
Right.
How well do you think we'll do?
pretty
Yeah.
decent.
Trickery. Don't let
Yeah.
on until it's too late.
All right. I'm feeling like it's
At least
So-
a 2.
yeah,
I
I'm
think it's
feeling two,
two.
but in your favor you have barrage of side quests They don't know you're in. You took over the town. You
Yeah, we
successfully
successfully like took over the town without them realizing.
minimal damage to the town, so it's hard for them to spot it. There was no like escapees, so you got two. They're a faction up from you though, so they're a faction up, and
I think it might just be numbers. They have like they're hard to get.
there's a
all
lot
them
more
away
of
from
them
the
than
wagon.
you. Yeah. And they have they got a bunch of guys with laser rifles. So toss up.
I'm good with 2.
Okay. Yeah.
I'll give you 2
Yeah.
dice unless anyone has any major arguments about it.
Okay, who wants to do the roll?
Everyone just sitting here, fucking 2d6. That's a 5.
That's a 5. Equal footing. So I do think you get a bunch of them in town. There's like a couple guards. Oh, let's start making clocks.
Yeah, we're probably gonna need an
time.
8 clock to get all the loot because it's several wagons worth.
Clock map.
Yep.
We're gonna keep the village.
Wait, do we keep the village health one?
Yeah, it's still around.
I mean, if the village starts getting destroyed during this, they'll probably cotton on to some degree.
Suspicion obviously would be a big first clock. Probably not that high. I'd guess 4. Maybe 2 4 clocks, like suspicion and then hostility, effectively. Like one leads into the other. Depends.
No, when they catch on that kobolds have tricked them, they're going to shoot them.
That's fair. The reason why was because because they don't look like kobolds because of the illusion. So what I was thinking was the 4 o'clock was for them to realize something in general was off here. But maybe that's just because of the 4 to 5 result we got.
Now, they're already suspicious. This is weird. There's not normally just, like, farmers like this game. It was, like, the quests were a little bit shallow.
That's fair. Yeah.
There wasn't a lot of thought behind these quests.
Like, what do you mean the villagers are lost in the town?
They're just, like, tied to the inside ceiling of a house. Or, like, sometimes they're found in a cupboard somewhere. It's really strange.
Yeah. We're gonna give you a 6 clock for the wagon guards.
The remaining ones that are after
Yeah,
we drove
that are not
away.
in the town. So basically, you gotta beat the 6 clock and beat the 8 clock before the 4 clock goes.
I'm
goes
sure
away.
that'll be fine.
Oh dear.
Okay.
So
There's
use the
also
actual
this clock
clock?
that you could use to whatever effect you feel is needed. The continuing village health clock.
Okay.
So just trying to check, what's the difference between the 6 o'clock and the 8 o'clock there?
The 8 clock is actually doing the looting because it's a lot of physical stuff we have to move. And
Okay.
the 6 clock is dealing with the guards that are around the loot.
Yeah, but I mean, the dealing with the guards doesn't necessarily need to happen if you can successfully get the loot.
So
I'm
if we
just
fill up
denoting
the
who
loot
guards-
and then leave, we're good.
Yes. Technically.
Yeah, you don't. The wagon guards are just there, so you have
Right.
to work around them or work through them.
Yep.
Must resist urge to smash.
See, what you do is, if you smash, you then hide the body and see if
So-
they gets the wind.
Do you want to describe the opening scene for us, Indigo? Of like what it's a 4 to 5 result. We have the clocks. Like, are most of the people currently wandering around looking for villagers while a few
Yeah,
guards-
I think you get like there's a whole like party of the Crafters Guild that are in their like hodgepodge of medieval peasant garb, and then like ruby red glass visors that they have constructed with magitech over their face, and they're like holding their like steampunk laser rifles, but then they still got like the pointy little leather shoes because no one wants to be a cobbler, so they have the defaults.
Perfect.
They're looking around town, and one of them is taking like pot shots at some cans in the street. And then, like, where are all the, like, they're looking for villagers, and they're muttering, like, why are they lost in their own houses? And you see one of them open it, and they look around, and they don't see anything, and they close the door, and we stay in the room, and we see a villager that's been, like, basically taped to the back of the door.
Perfect.
And then we see the group of you, like, begin to sneak up to the wagons, like, we're gonna get the loot, and you got the golems pushing, like, a wheelie cart. And then you roll up, and then someone, I'm assuming one of the responsible ones, so Varn sticks his arm out and is like, stop! And there's a couple wandering guards around the wagons you didn't account for. For some reason, they didn't walk away from all of their goods. They didn't leave them all undefended.
Unbelievable.
I'm gonna look at everyone and motion to stay silent. Say,
I've had a plan for this.
and the hags are going to cast a level 2 spell to fill the town with fog.
Yes.
Mm.
Nice.
So the town's gonna get filled with fog, making it
Harder to see anything going on.
cool. So, if successful, you'll get a better catch-on clock.
Perfect.
It'll be a 6 clock for them to catch on to the actions outside.
That makes sense.
Spend their morale so they don't lose a die. 6.
Nice.
Nice.
Mysterious fog appears.
I might use.
I figure
my
that might like
golems.
add extra effect to anyone's like stealthing or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know how you want to go about that.
It's 6 o'clock. It's a 6 o'clock for them to catch on now. Nick's success would be a
works.
6 o'clock with ticks on it because the fog magically appeared.
Yeah.
So it'd be like a neutral, but
That makes sense. And then we could take other steps to lower it.
Yeah.
I'm going to. I think Nash is gonna just try and sneak up to. She's just gonna go alone. She's gonna try to sneak behind the guards and start looking at the wagons and finding the most valuable loot and taking like something like a gemstone or like the light but super valuable stuff.
you're just
I'm
scuttling between wagons and reaching your little hand in, hoping to grab something good,
Yeah.
basically.
She's
you
probably like
doing
jumping into a wagon under like the cover or something like that, and like poking around.
Wagon to wagon parkour.
Yes. What was your question, Marissa?
I'm trying to figure out if you're standing or skulking.
I'm skulking.
Cool. Normal results. You'll get an average amount of stuff that you can shove in your pockets. You'll get shot at if they see you. So expected consequences, really. There's
Excellent.
no secret weapons have been revealed yet.
Perfect. I have 0 dice, but I have a defense against being seen.
Is it acid?
It's my starting cloak of darkness.
I was going to say acid to the eyes is a real good defense against being seen.
No, it's pocket sand. You throw
Look at me,
pocket
will you?
So 0 dice. Let's see if it auto-calculated in the shock. It did not. So I'm gonna roll another dice. We're gonna take the lower of the 2, which isn't that helpful when I rolled a 3.
Yeah.
But I cleared my shocked muscles.
Good for you.
Then I'm gonna use my defense, presumably, against being seen.
someone sees you. Obviously, you jump out of a wagon. You don't quite make it, so you're like hands are holding on to the edge of the next wagon, and you're scrambling up. And you hear a guard say, "What was that?" And they turn and they start turning towards you.
Is it just one guard?
It's like one of them walking in a buddy pair, but like one of them turns.
Okay, so they're in pairs.
Obviously.
At least, I don't think they'd be alone.
There's a couple wandering patrols of guards up and down the wagon train, so no one steals all of their stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I guess you defend against it with your
I
starting
defend it
cloak
with
of
my
darkness?
cloak, yeah, because it's now dark and stormy and foggy, so it's hard to see. I think it makes sense with my starting cloak of darkness to like. I don't know if I full on back up, but I'm maybe like huddling underneath one of the wagons, and if I like get out from underneath it, I will get seen right now.
Yeah, I think you bail on the attempt to climb up into the next wagon and instead jump under the wagon when you hear him turn to look.
Yeah.
So when in the shadow of the wagon, you're perfectly concealed, but you're kind of stuck there for now.
Yeah.
All right. The others. What are you doing? Nash is left to go steal.
Well, hey, if there's a pair of guards walking towards her, that means they're leaving somewhere else.
That's
I
true.
would like to go and steal.
You want
where
to
they
follow
just
very
left.
quietly behind the guards as they turn. It's like, oh, I'm just walking behind them because they have the video game vision of looking in one direction.
But yeah, no, I'm just going to go do exactly the same thing, and we'll do skulking.
Yeah, so you're using your friends as a distraction as you go stealing yourself.
I mean, yes.
All right.
And I have leather armor, which is better in the dark. Is this dark?
No.
I keep forgetting.
It's foggy.
It's foggy, but it's not
It's
dark.
foggy,
Foggy,
but not
not
like dark.
Fair enough. Alright. 4.
That's a 4.
It's not bad.
Mixed success.
I mean, hopefully that's a tick on the get stuff clock.
Yeah, it's a tick on the get the goods. As you start pocketing, like, I don't know, magic coins.
In this case, I'm not jumping in. There's, again, just an arm coming out, and whatever is loose on top is getting stuffed into some pockets.
Yeah, there's you grab a bag of obviously magical coins and put them in your cloak. That's all we have is your arm, cloak, bag of coins. Looting as you're like running up and down the wagon, just like reaching in and grabbing random bags ostensibly. And then yeah, you get caught red-handed. You go to reach into one of the wagons and you grab an ankle and you're not looking, you're just stealing. You grab an ankle and then there's a laser rifle that's like pushed up against actually not, we don't see your face, into your cloak.
Can I defend against that, I guess?
Yeah,
resist
the
it?
consequences that you get caught.
Resist it by stabbing them.
Resist with knives. Yes. Yes. You won't get credit on the wagon guard clock, but yes, you can resist the immediate
I mean, it's
threatening
no
with
one
knives.
knows you're here still. The person has died silently.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Okay.
The question is... No, that still feels more like finesse than smack in this case. Or skulk, actually?
Skulk
No,
will be
finesse.
acceptable for a silent murder.
I think finesse because we're still trying the preciseness for the silent murder.
And it's more about I'd say it's more about speed of
Yeah.
reaction time.
You gotta
so-
kill him before he kills you.
Okay, let's give that a shot.
Oh, you still you partially resist, but
But
take 3
also
stress.
that's... I've just gone feral.
Oh no!
Cool.
This is the worst time.
Cool.
Yeah.
You're feral.
Yeah. No, you don't use the bow. You just stab with an arrow into the wagon.
I mean, I was going to use the skinning knife.
No, it was an
Dude,
arrow.
You are a Gorklin with teeth and presumably at least like sharp nails. Maybe not claws. Up to you.
The maybe I grab the ankle, but in order to get a better angle, there's just a grin. I jump into the wagon with this person.
The wagon's just shaking, and we hear fighting and slashing and gnarling chewing sounds.
Yeah. That sounds about right for now.
Yeah. We're just gonna. Yeah, I think that feels right.
How would we partially resist? I guess. In general, we haven't technically been spotted yet.
I would say,
they've
yeah,
not
only one
totally
tick
caught
would
on.
be a partially resist, but
But
yeah.
this feels like they're catching on a little bit now that there's a wagon of death and someone's barking in there.
The thing is that before there was no ticks, and resist just got me one tick.
I assume, what was your position before? I assumed there might have been multiple ticks.
We did not do the whole thing like we should have.
Right.
Yeah.
But we had fog, and so...
Fog gave you a bigger clock.
That's true.
Oh, right.
Yeah. That's true.
I don't know, this just feels like something that would incorporate the catch-on clock. If you're viciously... you're fairly taking out a guard. That's not stealthy.
You could have resisted taking damage, so instead it's just the clock.
I never took damage.
No, but like...
Resisting getting caught, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Varn, do you have an idea? Because I'm just gonna go smash heads.
Yeah, there are multiple wagons. So I'm gonna go to a different one.
No, really?
And I would like to tell me about the way in which they store their goods. Are they wooden chests? Are they strapped iron chests?
Mostly barrels and burlap sacks. Except for a
barrels?
couple, and you don't, there might be one or two items loosely draped in an off-white sheet in the back of some of these wagons, but mostly wooden barrels with metal bands, if I know that's what you're looking for, and burlap sacks are the main storage devices, occasionally a box.
Quick question: do each of these wagons have their own separate set of horses pulling them, or single horse pulling them, or are they all tied together with a series of animals in front?
Oh, each one has their own, because it's a players guild wagon train, technically each wagon's owned by a different player.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, so what I'd like to do is open up my bag of ball bearings, and I'm going to send them out, and they're going to line up in a ramp just coming out of the back of one of the wagons, and I'm going to magnetically hold them there like a conveyor belt that things can roll along and just keep it going.
Yes, I like it. Unfortunately, with the wandering guards, that is plus risk. Because you're just conveyor belting goods across a field. So plus risk and normal effect. But you will get some goods for this.
Sweet. All right, so... Yep.
I
think my golems will actually help. They'll carry the goods and push them down the conveyor belt.
So they're working the corners of the conveyor belt, but they gotta shift directions.
Yep.
That help makes more sense than what I was going to do.
Okay. So I will spend my stress. I take it this is a level 2 spell. Or with the help, does it drop it down to a level 1? No.
Isn't the help plus effect?
I would say the conveyor belt would be level 1, basically.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Since you don't need anyone, like the golems can just move things.
Yeah, since I don't need to be pulling the stuff onto the conveyor belt.
Yeah. Level 1 makes sense.
Okay. So I don't have to spend stress. Even better. And it's not at minus 1d. What have we got? Great effect at this point?
Because the golems are
more than normal.
Effect.
I thought the golems brought it from tier 2 to tier 1.
I mean, this is the difficulty of this.
With the spellcasting system.
Oh, it does both? Okay.
I would see it does both, yeah.
So, the plus effect. So, plus risk, plus effect.
Okay, so I'm going to spend a dark heart and get 4 dice on this. That's a 6.
Oh, it's
Nice.
apparently perfect. As
You might have the like. I'd imagine you have the ball bearings like hovering millimeters above the ground, so they don't make
Yep.
nearly as much
Yeah,
noise.
so they roll free, and it's nice and very
Silent.
frictionless and quiet,
Yeah.
with the fog muffling any small sounds.
yeah, so they're just being very efficiently unloaded from one side to the other as this like magic ball bearing and golem powered operation goes. I think Dougie
Hmm.
is punching out some guards.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if I can check their pattern to see if okay, these two are gonna cross by this alley. Then me and my dwarves will just pop out, conk their heads together, drag them in the alley.
Alright, so I think you need to scan first to establish a guard pattern.
Yeah.
Mm,
So this will be normal risk. Normal effect if you just need to use your eyes.
Yeah. There's no
my
setup roll rules, but this feels like it's basically a setup roll.
yeah.
Yeah.
So my minions also have scans, so can they help me and increase my effect with more eyes?
They don't actually need to have the
Yes.
skill to help. I think
okay.
you can just have them do it for you. If
Yes,
you want.
yes, they can help. Apparently, even if they weren't skilled at it, but
Yeah.
they are, so they can help better.
Cool. 5.
5. Yeah. You figure out their pattern as they chase down your dwarves.
Okay,
Yeah, so you know where you can pull a couple of them because they're punching out some like random one of your drunk
are my
dwarves.
dwarves bloodied? Is that what you're saying?
Yes. The dwarves
Alright.
get bloodied. Feels like an appropriate result.
Cool.
So I guess they haven't called the alarm. They went.
It's
off
probably
to
like, oh, we can deal with these hooligans. It probably doesn't need their alarm yet. I'd
Yeah.
imagine.
Yeah. So
Depending on how this next roll goes, because it's supposed to be immediately followed up with a
with
a smash.
a smash.
So this is where they're gonna start catching on because the real fight's gonna start.
Yeah. I'm gonna assume the dwarves are helping me smash because
Yeah, they're fighting
being
back.
punched.
They're
Yeah.
fighting back.
I will spend my dark heart. So it's 4 dice. I didn't need it. I got a 6.
All right. Well, using your team as bait, you punch out a couple of the guards.
And
freeing
now we
up
have
your
laser
dwarf.
guns.
Yes, and now you have laser guns that you've never seen before
Nope,
and
yep.
don't know how to use. But sure.
We can, if they're not big enough to count as loot, I can just use them narratively.
Yeah, they are narrative items at the moment.
Yes.
There'll be lots of loot because this is a plus tier guild. And all of the taking out all the guards will give you more laser guard gear.
Yeah, we'll figure it out later.
There's
But
bonuses
it'll make
to be
getting the
had if
goods
you
easier,
clear the
too.
wagon things. Yes.
Yeah.
Nash is under a wagon hiding still.
Yes.
I assume a different wagon than everyone else. So she is going to reach into
You
her
start
tool
to feel
pouch.
the wagon rumble as your golem's unloaded.
I'd hope it's not that one. Let's hope it's a different one. Otherwise, there's no point in hiding underneath it. So I think I'm stuck underneath one where the guards are more frequently patrolling by or something like that. It would make more sense to why I can't get out of there.
Yeah,
easily.
you're at you're in a weird cross section where there's usually a guard within sight for some reason.
I reach into my tool pouch while hiding underneath there and pull out a miniature saw and start sawing a circle underneath the bottom of the wagon. Trying to do it very, very like when I don't hear or see any guards nearby, so they won't hear the sawing
with
noises.
the footfalls of the boots.
Yeah, I'm very careful about it.
Right,
but I am
left, right.
carefully sawing a hole in the bottom of the wagon. I'm tinkering with the wagon to make a hole in it.
Yeah.
Um.
I'm assuming to just pull the goods out from inside the wagon.
Yep. So, what will be my position and effect here? I am hidden. I just can't really
you are
move out of the
hidden.
wagon.
So I'll give you normal position. but I will give you reduced effect because you can't move. We haven't fixed the hiding under the wagon problem yet.
That's
So
fair.
you can get the goods.
I think I
but-
can get the goods, but I'm not going to get them out of here without a separate roll later.
Yeah, you're not gonna get anything you can't like shove in your armpits, like
Yeah.
under the cloak at this moment.
Okay, perfect. It's fine by me.
So normal and reduced effect is where we're starting at.
Yep. I don't think anyone can feasibly help me unless they insert themselves into the scene. I don't even have my minions with me. I don't think I want to go hard here. I'm doing it very carefully. So I'm just gonna play with the reduced effect. 6.
Oh, you
So-
get a die. You get one. You get a tick. I mean,
I get 1 tick for getting the loot, but I still need to get it out of here, and I'm still stuck. Okay.
well,
so,
I mean, like the stuff you could physically put in your person
yeah.
counts for 1 on the get the goods because 6 would be 2, but it's
True.
reduced to 1.
I think if we can stay with Nash for a bit, she's gonna get an idea. She's gonna. This is a bit riskier, but this is how she's gonna get away. She's going to try to sneak under the wagon to the front of it, where the horses are, presumably, if they're not meant to be staying for long, still like there. And
Yeah, the
attached to
horses are
wagon.
still yeah.
Cool. She wants to try and set them loose and scare them to run off to make a distraction.
Yeah. You could totally use the horses to distract some of the wagon guards and get them out of here, but there will be equal ticks on the catch-on clock from this plan because running screaming horses
That's fair.
even in fog, like
Yeah.
you're gonna hear a horse.
Yes, then you were gonna say.
Can the kobold hags help this action by making lightning strike near the horses so it seems somewhat natural that they
they'd
would
be
run?
scared instead of them just spontaneously running.
That feels like plus effect that I won't count on the catch-on clock.
Okay. I think I think this might be finessing, I'd guess. Like I'm trying to precisely, though I am being sneaky. Actually, this might still be skulking. I don't even want if the horses notice me, I might get kicked by them. So I think I'm still skulking.
Yeah. Because of your... Oh, so using this as a... Yeah, I mean, ostensibly using this as a distraction to get out from under this specific wagon.
Yeah.
So I think skulk counts. Yeah, we're going to call it... because of the horses and the lightning involved, you're at plus risk and regular effect.
Okay. I'm spending my dark heart for bonus die. I think I'm trying to think if there's a decent dark bargain here.
You lose all goods in this wagon. The lightning strikes wagon.
Strikes the wagon.
You get away.
Nope, I'm not. We're not in a bad enough position to need to sacrifice loot yet, so I'll just take
Yeah, everyone keeps rolling well except for Blank, I guess.
5.
5.
Don't worry, it'll be fine.
Yeah. I think 5. I'll give you a tick on catch on, a tick on wagon guards. That you can run away with what's in your hands.
Yep, I think that's what I do. I get back to like a dark corner where we have been watching from or something like. I get back to safety, far away from the wagon for now.
Yeah.
I got a
you
bad
lose
idea.
The guards get lost because they're chasing the horses.
Yep.
Okay. If
Yeah, Blank, you were going feral in a wagon, I believe.
I am. I think that after a little bit of shaking there, you again see a smile come up above the wagon, and at this point it is tinged with red in a slasher smile. He is going to try and lure some guards over to this direction up at the front of the wagon, and he's going to do so by, you know how you throw a rock and then people go and investigate the sound. He'll throw a hand and then maybe a foot and then maybe
Oh,
a
so you're
couple
Just a,
of
throwing
toys.
a
the-
bloody helmet or something. That's louder.
No,
You're
well,
trying to trick guards to get into the murder wagon?
no, I'm trying to trick guards to go see what that sound is, see a dismembered body part on the ground, say what, create a weakness, and shoot them.
So you're trying to cover the sound of the bow shot with screaming guards.
I mean, not really. I'm more a matter of trying to get guards in range.
Yeah, I mean, this
I'm
seems
not
fair.
caring as much about stealth anymore. I mean, once the guard is there, maybe I'll drag them into the wagon to provide more rocks. But
More noise distraction devices.
Yeah, if you want to... I've been too generous with this wagon guard clock, but it's fine. Yeah, if you want to attract some wagon guards, of course, let's work on that. The conveyor belt unloading was so effective. I don't know how to make it. I figured there'd be more failures to get to 8, but like the super conveyor is shockingly effective.
so I think that this is finesse because I don't particularly care about being sneaky anymore. I just want people to come in range so they can die.
Seems fair.
Possession effect?
Position effect, we're gonna call it normal position because you want them to come.
Yeah.
Doing it the way you're doing it now will cause commotion and chaos, increasing the catch-on clock. Just flat out, you're attracting attention. But yeah, expected results. You gotta trick them to get within murder range.
Okay.
Cool.
Six.
Nice.
I
Yeah.
guess the catch-on clock doesn't tick?
You gotta murder them still. But you do
Sometimes
get
the
a
clock,
nice
yeah.
cluster of some distracted guards that are very much horrified at their buddy's face that is launched onto the side of a wagon.
Okay. Do I roll finesse again then to shoot?
Yes,
Oh.
to shoot, you're going to be at a safer position because they're thoroughly horrified and not on guard for this attack. So safer position, normal effect of you can shoot down some guards. You can go hard and
Yeah, I'm definitely going
position
for it.
up effect to take out a lot of guards.
Yes. If I can manage it, I will up position, up effect. So great effect. Back to
Cool.
risky position.
Yeah.
Let's use a dark heart. This sounds like the right time. Okay. Come on. Okay. Well, still, it is a mixed.
So you get 2. We're running out of wagon guards.
It's
2
fine.
ticks
They still
on
haven't seen us.
the wagon clock. Another tick on the catch-on clock as the sounds of arrows thumping into armor, and then the sounds of armor thumping into armor, as I'm assuming you finish them off with the arms of the last guy. In your feral
We're picking
rage.
them up and putting them back into the wagon to try this again. Hey, it worked! Why give up on a plan that's working?
Yeah. So Varn, are you still... The unloading is going swimmingly. Do you have any other tactics you wish to employ?
Oh, several. Noticing the commotion, I am actually going to cast a spell on our feral friend. Because
Okay.
if Blank gets caught, I would like them to think that
He's a wagon guard.
Maybe it's the cuckoos that are
Oh, have
that
you
are
seen
doing
the
this.
cuckoos?
We have.
Yeah, the return trip from your last raid.
Right.
and they're known to play tricks on people and be dirty little bastards. So
I
yeah,
like it.
I'm going to invoke an illusion over Blank to make him look like one of the children of the
Cobra.
Children of the
whatever.
Cobra of ceremony.
Children of the Cobra of
Ceremonies.
Ceremonies.
Yeah, so you mutter your hands evilly, and a shimmering field falls over Blank.
Still
And you
has
now
the
appear
like
to be-
Cheshire cat bloody grin on the child. It's just
I was thinking that you got clown face paint and like the collar, and then just like a torn
like,
and tattered
ruffle
shirt with like sword wounds in it.
So I look like an evil clown?
Evil clown child. There's a clown class in this game that
of course there is.
obviously needs to be part of it.
Yes, it's the jester path.
I am the reason that people are scared of clowns.
Yeah,
It's beautiful.
you're
As you're still shoving
whatever
dismembered guard
the
into
its
the
character
way.
is.
All right. Well, do I need to roll for that or no? Or is it just a thing that can happen?
I'm
See,
not
I don't-
particularly resisting.
Yeah, like there's no
You know-
resistance to it.
Well, we'll roll for it if someone catches you to see how good the illusion actually
yes.
is.
I think
Yes.
so.
So
That's
we'll use it
assuming.
later.
That's assuming there's gonna be guards left to catch him.
Well, the people
Oh.
also.
If there's leftover.
Yeah, I mean,
if we
just
have
because the
guards,
wagon
I
guards is
don't
full,
mind-
there's a town full of people we've still got to avoid.
Yeah, you gotta get the goods and then get out of
So
town.
this is setting up a if they catch on, they'll catch on to the wrong thing.
Yes, yes. Covering your tracks like any smart criminal.
Yes.
No one else
So-
planned for this.
I am feral. There is no way I'm stopping if the guards run.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Martin knows
Yeah.
this.
Dougie?
But in furtherance of
Oh, sorry.
getting something done, I mean, I feel like the time is right to just get rid of the last wagon guard with some chains snaking along the ground,
Yeah.
wrapping around his legs and pulling him into the fog.
That feels fair. I do think
Yeah,
we get
it's like-
some we get the
There's
shot
the
of the
shot.
last guard. It's like,
It's like, where'd everyone go?
Where'd everyone go? He's like holding his rifle up, and
yeah.
we just see behind him like a snake, like a chain moving like a snake.
The Jaws theme playing as it
slithering up to
slowly.
him. Yeah, let's murk this last guard. Go. Normal.
Murked.
Sick. He's
Murked.
down.
Extra marked. Anyway.
Yep.
Okay.
No more guards. All right.
Right on time. Doug, you can act as you want to. Nash is just rolling
Yeah.
out one of her barrels of kaboom to one of the wagons.
I'm assuming I can't smash to find loot.
You think that, but I say no. You can smash to find loot. What are we breaking?
You don't have to break. It's doing something powerfully, so it should just be like carrying a fuckload of stuff off,
Yeah.
and you have that
Ooh.
thing you can spend stress on to carry even more stuff off.
Oh yeah, my battle master.
You can
Like-
carry a whole wagon.
I'm gonna carry a whole wagon.
Steal a whole loaded wagon.
Yeah. Just like
So-
line up with your dwarves and as one, like 1, 2, 3, huh, and then just move
So,
the
okay.
whole thing.
So there's 3 ticks left. If I don't do anything, I probably will just do 1 tick, right? I'm gonna spend stress to do battle master, which will up it to 2, right?
What does Battle Master?
So what does it
It's
do
a
specifically? Is it just for
Incredible
fighting?
feat of athletic ability.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, that would count for this.
And
I mean,
and,
well, that's not the way we're supposed to assemble these. So what are you doing? First
I
off?
am
Are you grabbing as much stuff as you could physically carry?
Yes.
I'm literally doing like, you know, when you have a lot of groceries in your car and you have to try
Yeah,
to
you're
take it all
just
in
doing
one
it all
trip.
at once and hoping
doing
the bags don't break.
Yeah, so you're holding as much stuff as you could physically carry from the
Yeah.
back of these wagons and trying to
Yep.
get off with it. All right.
Yep.
That's what we're doing. You are incredible feat. Does this say you get This feels like more like it evens the odds. Like this
Yeah.
ability
Yep.
feels like it more eliminates penalties rather than
Yeah.
gives plus effect.
Okay.
I would say that's the same thing, but okay.
Yeah, I mean, it would just if the goal is to gather more stuff, this is increased effect. He gets
Alright, yeah.
even more stuff.
I'll give fair points.
Mhm.
Right now you're at normal plus effect.
Okay, and then my dwarves will help me, so I get more effect on top of that.
Dwarves can assist.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, I'm
And
smashing
you're trying to get off with the rest of it.
the rest of the loot because the
So
guards are down.
The way I see this working is Doug is grabbed as much as he could carry, which is one barrel is really all you can physically pick up and hold. And
It's
then
the barrel, but I'm also holding like the burlap
I
sacks
was
I'm
gonna say,
putting
but
on
yeah,
my
you
arms.
got like a sack in one hand and the barrel in one, and you're like bear hugging it. And then the dwarves are running around grabbing anything left and piling it on top.
Yep. And maybe you have like a sack around on your back somehow, like an oversized
You have-
backpack and
yeah,
stuff
like
goes in
tied
there.
to your neck, like it's
This
getting,
is some
getting scary.
Death Stranding levels of pack.
Yeah,
like,
all we see is like a bunch of crap and 2 legs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
got a 5. I did it.
So
I
now
probably hurt
no,
myself though.
Yeah.
So because it's double
Um,
effect, that is the full clock, I guess.
I think that's what
Yes.
you were aiming for.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I was aiming for.
You got all the goods. They did catch on as they, as peeking out from the fog, we see the last thing get chucked up to the pile
It's
and
at
land off.
For the fog.
Yeah, so from the town, the adventurers see someone sees like, is that my barrel of wine I just got launching into a giant pillar in the air? I think we're being robbed. And you hear yelling adventurers are running from the town back to the wagon
Go, go,
train
go,
you
go, go,
looted.
go.
Yay!
Perfect.
Now you gotta get gone.
Oh, we have a get gone clock. Damn it.
The 4 o'clock? Okay.
I'm gonna
It's supposed to be
back.
easy, but it's supposed to be easy to accomplish.
Flashback
But
to
like
the
you gotta do it
Yep.
still.
In the meanwhile, I think they were probably on a timed activation, so like, we're gonna flash back to,
I don't think
Nash,
it's
like telling everyone where and how to set up the traps and doing it herself when they're also too stupid to manage it themselves. And she's gonna have the traps basically be activated, at this
I think
point as they're
it's-
running back.
I would think it was more of a two-step activation. So the trigger arms the trap when they enter town, and when they try to leave town, they trigger the armed trap.
That's fair as long as it doesn't trigger for us.
We knew how to
You can
avoid it.
avoid your own traps.
Okay,
I don't know,
cool.
I'm just trying to figure out a sensible way that your trap could know when the adventurers are leaving, and
That's
my
fair.
brain goes, they arm the, like, there's a trigger that all it does is activate the trap to go off next time when they go in,
Okay,
and
I'm
then
good
on
with
the
that.
return it goes in it.
But yeah, I will tinker with the entire town, especially the entrance and the exits.
Yes,
to
tinker with town.
Fill it with traps.
Tinkertown.
To pull this off, you do need to golem assistance.
At least
assumed.
I'm intending to like order everyone to help. I don't know if they do.
I would love to help actually on this one because again, one of my flashbacks is set up trap, which I can't use.
Oh
anymore.
yeah, okay.
You know, one of my
Ooh.
flashbacks is give orders to minions.
All right.
Do we want to do a team up action on this?
That could
Actually,
work,
yeah.
actually.
Team up
That,
A
flashback.
team up action to
Team up
trap the
flashback.
town.
that we need everyone basically for the scale,
Yeah.
so let's do that.
Yeah,
I think everyone spends stress. Like that would make sense to do the flashback.
fine with me.
I can't spend a stress, so
Yes, you can.
no. I
No,
can't.
you're
I'm
feral.
already feral.
Oh, I guess you can't help.
I think
Your
that's
guys,
true.
your guys can.
Yeah, your minions. You could. Either way,
Minions
fiction.
normally need stress, or do they just take stress if you fail?
I think it's just the flashback.
The
You
flashback.
spend
part
one
takes
stress to do the flashback.
Okay, then no, I can't help.
But the rest of us will. I'll roll tinker, I think, and it's a group roll, so we all.
Yep.
Typically will tinker. I don't have any bonus dice I can use.
If you blow up the village, you'll get a bonus die.
I will
The whole village.
absolutely do that.
Right, heard.
The whole village.
Yeah, just rubble after.
So, how much stress are you willing to take? Because my minions actually have Tinker.
I mean, everyone takes their own stress. So
Yeah,
if your
remember, you
minions
take your own.
feel
You'll take your stress. for your
Minions
Oh, each
can't do
PC,
team
okay.
up because they can't tinker.
Got
They
it.
can help.
They can help,
I
but they
guess.
can't
Team up is
Got it.
specifically, not is a PC only thing. So like narratively, our minions are helping because we're like, but they don't account for the
Yeah.
So our minions can probably like give a effect or something.
Give us effect, yeah.
Either way.
Mhm.
It's looking like right now a 6 will be all 4 on the get gone clock because they all die in the town as it blows up. That's what a 6 looks like in my brain at this moment.
Yeah.
And then everything else is worse than that.
Everything else is worse.
Do I use one of my kaboom charges to make this happen? And then just like supercharge it with some of the stuff I found. Supercharge it with the cooking I found in that restaurant.
Fair. Yeah. Sure.
The trigger is actually a pie.
Yes, that's
It's when that one adventurer picks up the pie.
Yep. It's just there's just a sign that says like free pie. Like
Not trapped.
yeah.
That's what the arming
Everyone
trigger
is
was.
telling them
the
it's a
door
trap, but
opened
one of
on
them
the
is
free
like,
pie thing.
But it says it's not. No, don't touch it. And then there's that one adventurer who just touches it anyways.
There's always
All
one.
right.
Kobolds were doing. They were writing the sign.
Yep. Okay, I'll roll for my tinker. I have +1 dice from the blowing up the town. Whew. Okay.
So that's a success. It's just not a
That's a
fail.
mix.
Scorched earth.
Yeah.
Good.
I mean,
I'm gonna
team up
spend a
everybody.
dark heart.
Oh, yeah,
Another
you
die on
actually-
this.
we need a
That's
6.
4.
Alright.
Well, I have 0 in Tinker, so I'm going to take the lowest of 2.
Double six. Double six.
I mean, hey,
Ah! At least
I
you
mean,
got a
it's-
tick in it.
it's on Tinker.
Yeah, well, now I need to roll it one more time to get it.
And that's everyone helping. So I think a
Yeah.
4 is our best result.
I think
Get
that's
2
like...
ticks.
No, a 5 is the best result.
A 4 is.
Uh,
4.
du-
The smash
Oh, wait,
wasn't.
sorry, that was mine. Yeah,
Yeah, because blank didn't help.
I am blind.
Mhm. You get 2 ticks on getting out of there. Is a large number of the crafters are incinerated as the whole town blows up. And there's like chomping sounds from bear traps and acid sounds from acid gas traps, and a couple pies get flung through the melee. Yeah. There's a couple left. They're on fire, and they're firing upon you as you run away with your goods.
Run
There's-
away? Who says run away?
Sorry, there's laser
I
fire.
go to blank,
They're lasering.
And I
Blank
give blank
scrambles up.
both my contraption launcher and my last charge of kaboom that can blow up a building. We want effectively a grenade launcher.
Sure. I will nod my thanks, point it towards the remaining 2 people, and pull the trigger.
It's not 2. There is one
There's 2
real
ticks.
adventurer and a group of mooks, basically. So there is a 4 o'clock of mooks and an adventurer that make it out of the town.
Okay, I will point it at them then.
So what is the goal of this action?
Make them no longer exist.
It's to eliminate
Blow them all up.
all of it, right? All of them?
Yes. People there.
All right. That feels very hard.
I think my thing is effectively assisting for plus effect against them.
Yes, I will give you plus effect for the kaboom.
Can we potentially do slightly less, like regular risk instead of dire risk for the disguise?
I don't think that they're gonna care anymore.
The town blew up.
I think the disguise is more who they blame later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
not
okay.
if they're shooting at us now.
I see. Yeah. Makes sense.
The town blew up. Like they're still they shot before they knew. I'm trying to remember how many hit points adventurers have, so I can make sure they get it.
Two
It's
Skill
two
per
advantage.
per
heart, basically.
heart, and they can get up there, I think, in hearts.
3 hearts is a pretty hard adventure, I think, but that was the one that I was remembering.
Yeah, they can have like I think 1 to 4.
But they didn't do
something.
adventurers or hearts in like those were only for.
That's only for dungeon defense, but it still showcases that they can take quite a few hits before they go down.
Fair, but I think it would
adventurers have a number of hearts equal to their tier plus 1. I'm trying to build a clock for the real adventurer.
So that's
Oh yeah,
4
so they'd be.
hearts.
Yeah.
Literally more health than everyone else combined, but that's
Yeah.
So it's
intentional.
10 clock.
Is it really a 10 clock? They're a tier.
Because
2,
1 heart
right?
is 2.
If they're tier
No,
2,
they're tier 3.
Are they?
Oh wait, are they tier 2? I thought they were tier 3.
Well,
No, they're too.
then it would be a 6 clock.
Yeah,
Okay,
4,
that's
5, 6.
That's better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so if I have to pick between mooks and the adventurer, let's take the mooks out because that
With
is more
AoE
people.
damage, it's fine.
Exactly.
Yeah, so you take aim with the kaboom launcher, and fire, I guess? Like, is there anything else? It feels like...
It's meant
So
to be
great
used
effect-
easily, yeah.
Great effect, risky position.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, you could go an extreme effect and dire position.
I like this idea. I'm doing that.
So this looks less like blank firing the launcher and more charging with the loaded launcher. So you can see the whites in their eyes before he fires
Yeah.
the bomb.
Yeah, you're firing the explosive close enough that you will definitely take some damage from it exploding.
That's
You
what-
might take some damage from
Yeah,
it
that's what I'm
exploding.
thinking for
Depends how the
dire
roll goes.
extreme.
Perfect.
All right, absolutely doing this.
It's not a Blades game without someone pushing to both extremes of the position effect.
Well, it was great effect. So
You're bloodied, the boots are also bloodied.
Here's the thing. This might be a good time to bring up the volatility of the kaboom, is that the explosion is randomly delayed. So it might just not immediately go off until they hit you a bunch.
I think it goes off slightly before intended.
Even better.
All party,
it
all
was good
parties
that I
are-
was running at them.
Yeah, all parties are bloodied.
So how many
Okay.
ticks on the clock would that be?
Oh,
Four?
Extreme
it's gonna
effect
be-
would be like 5, I'd guess, or something.
I
If
thought it
it's
was
extreme.
4.
It's
For the
4 or 5, yeah.
well, it's 1 plus 2.
So it should be 3 on the mooks then.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to armor that. I have a healing mantle of general defense.
Right,
Yes,
yeah.
you do. You have your magic item.
Yep.
So
Uh,
I think you still get bloodied, but then like your wounds painfully close.
Yup.
And the illusion doesn't come back over the closing wounds.
So there are little patches of like
Green, I assume green, Gorklin's
Of
good.
green
darkness.
at this point.
Darkness, because you're still in the cloak. So it's patches of darkness are just
Patches
spotting
of
this.
darkness interspersed with occasional patches of green where the cloak has been frayed because that
Yeah.
was the reason. If we're good with it, I'd love to continue the scene. I am in the melee. I would like to stab them.
Yeah, so
Let's-
while
let's-
they're still burning, you charge in with your skinning knife, I guess.
Yes, this is the correct way. We need to take them all down.
You begin
Obviously.
just massacring
witnesses.
the lower level guild members.
Yeah. And we'll see how well that rolls. Position effect, I assume position is not good for this.
No, it's a step above normal because you are, charging into a group. Because they're a on fire group, though, I won't give them the group bonus, so normal
Because
effect.
they're on fire.
Yeah, but normal effect, and
Dire position.
dire position.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Yay! It's going well!
Yes,
Hmm.
yes. You get bloodied. I don't know how many times I have to bring
I have
up
to
this
say it.
happens to
So
play.
I have physical armor defense. Look,
And
I
while
haven't
that's
used this
happening,
any time in
Yeah.
all of our things, I'm like, finally, I'm gonna use my defenses.
Yeah.
Thank you.
and while that's happening, you hear loud. You don't know what they're saying, but the viewer would hear, "By the grace of the techno god," and a giant disco staff comes down from the adventurer, casting a healing spell on the mooks.
Oh no! They have healers. We have to kill them.
It's the
Focus the
adventurer.
healer.
It's the 6 o'clock techno priest healer. Got disco robes and a disco staff. He's great.
Yep.
I would like to help.
All right.
I assume the goods with the get the goods, they have been gotten. We just
Goods
need to
have been
get
got.
out.
Yes.
Goods have been got.
You're
Right.
carrying all of the goods. So
Can I drop them in a predetermined location that we had, where all the
yeah,
rest
it'll
of the
just
loot
make it
is?
harder for the get gone. Yes, you could
I
drop
mean-
them, but you lose a tick
I'm
on
gonna-
get gone because you're carrying.
I'm going to spend
all the
another stress to
goods.
flashback to putting back together the wagon pulled by another wagon as our escape route.
I'll take it. I'll take it. That'll negate the Dugnall.
Do I have to roll for
having
that?
to put the
I'll spend the stress either way. It's a flashback, but if I have to roll for that, let me know.
I mean, it would be during the pseudo downtime you
Okay.
had for setting up the mission. So if you spend stress for the flashback, you can have a wagon. There's been a lot of wagons around.
Yeah.
Yep. Never want to see another
yeah.
wagon
so,
again.
So Doug, you're good to go.
Yeah. So I drop off the loot and I go a killing again. Because I guess we're killing.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Actually, give me
what-
1 second. I'll be right back. I just looked at the time and forgot something.
I'm
Okay.
going to assume that I can smash.
I
I
think
Like-
you're fighting.
Yeah.
Smash makes sense.
Yeah. I will spend stress to act as a group. My minions will help. Or should they? They're gonna guard the loot because they're bloodied.
Fair.
Okay, and then
Sorry,
I
I'm
will.
back.
All right, so I am spending stress to fight as a group.
Good.
I will.
So a
be-
group of 1 fights 1.
Oh, does that mean I have better odds against the adventurer if I fight as a group?
Yeah. You get
Okay.
plus effect because a group versus an individual. Because the mooks are ganged up on blank at the moment.
All right, yeah, that
He's
works for
keeping
me.
them all occupied.
Yeah, so I'm gonna do that, and I smash.
Smash?
Smash!
Smash! As you do 1 heart's worth of damage. Did I count wrong? Yeah.
No,
We
it's
said
6.
8 o'clock, but it is a 6 o'clock.
It is
a
I
6
just
o'clock.
don't wanna mess anyone up.
Yes, I counted wrong.
Okay.
That's okay, math hard.
Well,
I
I
don't
counted
want to.
correctly. I just grabbed the wrong clock. I just yeah. If you do 1 heart's worth of smash onto the techno priest, yeah.
While you
I-
were studying the techno, I was studying the blade.
I don't even know what that means. While you were studying the techno.
Mm. You think Doug knows what it means?
No, Doug doesn't know anything.
Doug knows 2 things: smash and drink, and that's it. They're both getting smashed in one way or another.
All right.
Who else is doing
I think
stuff?
Lauren, yeah, you were gonna.
Yeah, I've got a stupid idea that's probably risky and terrible.
Best kind.
These laser guns, I
Yes.
assume they're made of some kind of ferrometal.
Give me a D6.
They're aluminum.
Damn it. They overheat really bad.
No, they're not. These are in fact copper.
Isn't that
The most
don't know.
magically conductive, I don't know, non-ferro. It would interfere with their functions if they could be magnety.
okay?
It's fair.
Yeah, turns out it's Magitech.
Yeah, yes. It's a Magitech gun.
Fair enough. Okay, so that nixes that plan.
have an idea.
No Magneto
I can
taking
just
the
send my
cops'
golems
guns.
in to die. They're expendable and delay them from chasing after
you
us.
can just do that. That is the...
Yeah.
I have a suggestion for you. My knife is ferromagnetic. Take it out of my hands. That sounds like fun.
I mean, I've got plenty of other things. I just wanted to use the laser guns to shoot the adventurer, thereby negating two problems.
I will say the path. I mean, I really want you to shoot the adventurer now because I really good fail condition with the laser gun plus the reflective disco cloak.
Listen,
That's
here's an
true.
idea. Now, their guns might not be magnetic, but their armor might be magnetic. So you can make them pull with trigger fingers.
Yes, those
All
metal
right.
gauntlets against you.
Yeah, I will force the will force the mooks to shoot the adventurer.
Good. I like it.
Great.
Sweet. What tier spell is this?
I would
Tier
guess.
spell 2 feels fair
Okay.
for the fine control aspect, mostly.
All right. What is my position and effect?
Position feels normal. All of the combatants are tied up in combat. Effect.
Strong?
I mean, there are laser guns. He's gonna get shot with a bunch of lasers.
Yeah, still strong.
Yeah,
Strong
laser
feels
guns
fair.
have in fiction. Laser guns have very variable power. Is this Star Wars where you shrug it off, or is this like get
It's a beam of
disintegrated?
Burn a
magic
hole
energy.
through your.
It burns a hole through basically everything.
Okay,
Okay,
it's
sweet.
the
So-
disintegration
They
spell
use-
basically.
I mean, they use real gun logic, whereas getting a wound's a wound.
Okay.
All right. So I'm going to go hard by openly making myself a target. This is a loud, boisterous spell.
Yeah, nice.
Getting extreme effect.
Now, I assume I'm going to be part of the consequences anyway. Can I assist you in any way? Can I? I want to like Goku holding Raditz from Dragon Ball while Piccolo like powers up his special beam cannon. I want to do that.
Can we do a team up move?
You could do a team up move. I'm just gonna watch.
I mean, if I'm leading this, it would be an invoke move. I don't know how
I'm just
much you want to
assisting.
do that.
I'm just gonna
okay.
special beam cannon myself.
All
Yeah,
right.
go ahead with the assist. I'm avoiding evoke. I have no
So
idea.
So-
what effect does that put me into? Gargantuan at this point? Like,
It would
what?
be 4 ticks, right?
Kaiju
If this
level
works-
effect.
Yeah, if this works, like
It'll
I
kill the
think-
adventurer.
it's plus 3 dots. Yes. Yeah, if
Okay.
this works, you will kill the adventurer. If this fails, the adventurer will heal and beat you to death.
Sweet. So
Wait,
glad I'm at -1 die.
So, I have a dark bargain or whatever they're called.
Oh,
If you don't care about punching through him and hitting me, also,
Like the dark bargain is you get blood.
the dark bargain is I'm gonna get.
I don't think you could
bloody,
not
too.
get. Yeah, this would have to be a full on bloodied probably.
you're already.
Well, I mean, you're
assisting.
already assisting, so you'd be bloodied if this fails anyway.
Yeah.
Likely.
Oh, okay, that's fair.
Okay.
We could do the disco ball and you get me. I'm good with that as a dark
We could
bargain for another.
do. Yeah. Yeah, no, that's fair.
Dark Bargain, you eviscerate any techno gear.
Ooh.
Disintegrate some of the loot.
Oh, so
All
we
of
don't
the
get the
Loot from
The
adventurers loot.
adventure.
Yeah.
No, don't
We
do
need
that.
the loot.
If we spent all this time killing him, we need his loot.
Yeah, there was no reason to kill him other than the loot. We could have just gotten 2 ticks on the clock and got gone.
Got away. Yeah. All right, take your -1.
All right, that's -1.
I can't think of anything
See what
I can do to
happens.
help.
That's a
4.
okay. That's a 4. It's a 4.
So that's 3 ticks?
No, 4 because I was assisting. Right? Because it's a partial success. Or
Yeah,
a mixed
which is
success.
usually 1 tick less than a success.
A full success would have filled the clock, so we're 1 tick away.
Yeah.
Okay.
One tick away. Techno Priest is on his last legs. The mooks are. I think they've resorted to headbutting their rifles to pieces to stop the firing squad.
I order my golems
Breaking
to
their
go
own
in and
fingers so
crush
that
them
they can't.
as the last thing. I order
What
my
are you
are you
having them do?
I order my golems to go in and like crush the remaining resistance, basically, because they've just been standing back and helping and watching
Yes.
with me.
Are you attacking the adventurer or the fillers?
The
The adventurer shield.
adventurer. Yeah, I'm definitely attacking the adventurer. I'm like, just go like football tackle, crush him, just sit on him.
Oh,
I assume I'm bloodied, by the way, from that.
Yeah, you're
mix.
bloodied and the guns are broken. Those are the
Okay.
mixed result consequences.
Um,
Yeah, so you're sending the
I'm sending in the
The
golems
golems
to
sending
help,
in the golems.
and I think they're
Yeah.
gonna try and just like pulverize the adventurer.
That's what bloody
that's
is.
what. Yeah, that's what
Okay,
bloody
got
is.
it.
It's shock
Bloody
to
is just
everything.
all shock.
I would
got it.
like my witches to help by calling upon elemental lightning and empowering your golems.
Ooh,
Ooh,
overcharge
supercharge the
them.
golems. You just go faster.
Can I take a dark bargain for them by saying no? Like the consequences, they're going to die at the end of this, no matter what. The consequences are something else if it goes wrong.
Oh yeah, Dark Bargain, they blow up.
Dark bargain,
die?
they're dead. They're expendable,
Don't blow up.
but
Don't
like
blow up.
I lose them.
Yeah, they're gonna blow up. They get overcharged, they go real
Okay.
fast, they blow up.
Let me resist my bloodied first, because if they
Okay.
blow up, I'm gonna get bloodied again and die.
Only if you help.
Yeah.
No,
My intent was for them to only blow themselves up and like the person they're hugging, maybe.
okay. If that doesn't affect me, then I'm good.
The main
don't
dark
need
bargain thing is I like the golems take damage. Is
Aside from this, would you have resisted? Because if you would have resisted anyways, just do it.
yeah, you can do it now.
Yeah, I'm gonna resist. I am powering through the special beam
Because
cannon.
you still have to. It's probably not gonna be this session, but you're still gonna have to do the get home roll.
Yep.
Yeah, that's true.
Fine.
All right. I'm smashing through this. All right, I partial resist, which means I go feral. So I'm not bloodied, but I'm still shocked.
Yeah, you get
Alright.
one
We're
shock
gonna be
of your
real
choice.
angry on the way home.
One shock of my choice. Cool.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put that in brains.
That makes sense. With going
In which
feral.
case, I will retroactively take the 2 shock from the things I resisted in Brazen Guts, so it didn't expect things.
You're going feral. Do you want to do that first or after?
After.
Then my minions will
And the
smash.
the supercharged minions come in, sparking more lightning than usual as they swing their fists like hammers
Oh!
again. They don't get there. They just blow up.
Explode
The lightning hits them
beforehand.
and they
The witches
explode.
called out the lightning and then they blow up.
Yep.
I love the change in description mid-sentence.
Yeah. They charge in there. They probably like talk again. It's like, oh, now we're sacrificing ourselves. I'll see you on the other side. And then they just explode in the middle of nowhere, like fully in an empty area between the ones watching and the ones fighting.
And you do hear songs of disco fever reduction as the techno priest
Heals himself.
All right, fuck this techno priest.
Do you want to
Actually,
go feral?
Blake, you got it. Yeah, go ahead, Blake.
We also have
No,
Doug going
I'm
feral.
wondering if the person who wants
Oh,
to go feral.
Doug. Actually,
go
it's
feral,
Doug is
yeah.
the most pressing
Yeah.
pressing event.
I mean, you go reckless, so who knows
Yeah.
what you do?
He doesn't deserve to die by my blade. I'm gonna beat him with my fists.
You're just gonna charge into the techno priest.
You just like throw your sword away and just like
No, I just sheath it. I
You
sheath,
just sheath it. Okay.
Yeah. And as part of going feral, any moves you make that would cost stress just happen, right?
Yeah.
Well, they don't
Uh,
cause stress. Yeah,
After
Yeah.
the
you can just
single-
invoke them.
Yeah, you can just.
I invoke Battle Master to fight him as a group.
Yeah.
Yes. The
Oh,
furious fists of Doug.
Yeah. So again, I smash.
Smash.
I roll a 6.
You smash the
There we
techno priest
go.
to techno bits. And you continue smashing the techno bits until they're techno paste. I think you're pretty much done for a hot minute. Who else is
Yeah.
doing things?
Just sit there, smash, smash, smash.
Smash, smash.
It's just like punching, like like glass or
Yeah, there's glass flying everywhere.
yeah. Nash yells like, "Get what you can grab and go!" And she's gonna get on the wagon and start going with the loot that's all over it. You guys can catch up.
In action.
Um,
There's a clock on it.
I think I'm invoking the wagon to move. Is probably what it is. I have one in
Ooh.
invoke. I just have
Yeah.
never used it.
You're funneling your limited magical potential.
Yeah, I don't
into
have
the
much. I have
tiny-
like
into the tiny
basic
wagon
magic.
that makes it go.
Instead of invoking the wagon, may I argue maybe for whatever is the PvP move? Because you've got two people who are fairly happy where they are. Maybe PvP us to actually leave?
I don't care if you leave. I'm leaving with loot.
Oh, okay. That's a very fair response.
I think I made my dwarves watch the loot, so they're gonna help you.
Okay.
Because that'll get the two
They-
ticks going.
They jump out the back and begin pushing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect.
The kobolds duck out from a corner and book it onto the wagon.
They've been there for a while.
Yeah,
they've been in the
they're
wagon
like
for a
been
little bit.
in the wagon nursing their wounds, and they're like, I'm glad we're not
Poking
involved
their
in
head
this.
up the
Yeah, I'm invoking even though I have one die for it. This is fine. This is okay.
That works.
It's 4.
Gets you there.
Yeah, but there was plus effect, so I think you do get there. You do get shock from magical backlash because you don't have any actual magical
Yeah,
skills.
I don't have any like most. I imagine most have protections against magical backlash.
Well, that's what the skills are.
Yeah, I don't. I just have.
You just dump raw life force and mana into the tiny wagon at the front.
Yeah, I've never used my mana bar before. I always wondered what it was for.
And now blood's coming out of everything.
Yeah, I'll take a gut shock.
So, do my minions take damage?
No.
Oh.
Minions are fine, they're pushing the wagon.
Yeah.
It's more I wanted to have some. They're already super bloodied, and it's
Yeah.
fine. It's fine.
I'm going to resist that just because I want to build up my stress. I think I'm just going to try and grit my teeth and get past it, resisting with smash, which is 0 dice, but I can tick smash.
Sure, power game it.
3! So I partial resist and gain 3 stress. So I'll
Yes.
move it from guts to muscles, probably.
Yeah.
All
So
right.
we just.
I've got a tier 3 spell to round it out. We'll see if it
Alright.
works. I would like to use my chains to both hit the remaining guards and grab the 2 feral ones and get back into the wagon.
Just gonna, like, you Dr. Octopus this?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm going to Doc Ock it.
All right, I'll take it. That does seem like normal effects, normal results, but it is tier 3, so you got that penalty.
Yes. So it's at -2 dice. I'm going to overload and go hard. So I'm risking a bit, getting a little bit closer than I should. To get one more die. I'm just at -1.
Would you want to
Said
take one
-1,
shock?
not 6.
Would it be acceptable to take one shock to one of your stats for like sort of magical overload for one die as a dark bargain?
Yeah, I'd be up to taking shock for a devil's
mean,
bargain.
I'll take it if you.
Because we still have
I
to
don't
deal with
know.
whatever we run into on the way back, so that shock will
Mm.
still like maybe matter.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'll take a mental shock to do this.
Brain shock. Okay. So I'm at a straight roll. 6.
Ooh.
Yes.
You do it,
Nice.
yes. You kill the remaining guard or the remaining guild members. You hop on the wagon, having eviscerated an entire wagon train, looted it, and then loaded all of the fun stuff onto a single wagon and burned all the like boring stuff, I guess.
Yep. What is this?
Sweet.
Child like family pictures?
What is this? A wagon train for ants?
Yeah. So we'll move into XP real fast, and then next
Yeah.
time we'll talk about what happened after
What happens
this
after,
with blowback
yep.
and how you get back to the base and the level up and stuff.
Yep.
Nice.
I'd say we all made progress on our master plan.
Yes.
We didn't have dungeon scenes, so we didn't do the second question.
I think
Well,
we
any
could
little
open
scene-
that up to like scenes rather
Town
than
Yeah.
dungeon
scenes.
scenes.
I will
Okay.
accept the town scenes that we did.
That's fair.
If anyone had an interesting scene in the town, they can use that because we didn't actually go to the dungeon at all today.
I'd give it to Varn for helping me get my revenge with like drawing the people out.
I'd agree with that.
I mean, my scenes in town were like fighting the dudes.
Well, were any of them
Um,
interesting?
We tried to join in fighting, but it's hard for me to say. It
Does
felt very
giving-
character-y.
Do you think that me giving you my last explosive would count as jumping into your scene, Nash? Or not Nash, I'm the Nash. Blank?
No, sadly.
I do think I acted like a monster, but that's the next question.
Yeah.
I think we're ready to jump to the next question. We weren't
For the
really
most part,
aiming-
we kind of split off and did our own things in the first half. At
Yeah.
least.
Yeah.
You
I think
Yeah,
acted
so
like
definitely acted like a monster. I think we
I
all
think
hit
we
that
all,
one.
Yeah.
yes.
And I'm definitely taking the gear question
I used a mini saw.
for my
It's
conveyor
great.
belt.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, conveyor
Yes.
belt.
I'll do this. The gear, the conveyor belt, and the saw were both funny uses of gear.
What about my horn?
Yeah, it's the same.
I'd say the
power-
horn.
It's a creative.
I would say it was creative to kind of confuse them.
Sure.
Yay.
There's a degree of as creative as you can get with it, but yeah. Um,
And then
And I'm going to take a reckless XP for playing into being bloodied.
Yes.
Or sorry, going feral.
Mm-hmm.
Do I take one too? Because it was Indigo who said you just keep punching them, but like I was gonna go do that anyway.
That
Yeah,
was my feral option for it. Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, playing into it, I think it's meant to be just a reward for doing it. As long as you focus on it.
Cool.
Perfect.
All right, cool.
I think
That's
that's all the
XP.
XP points.
We are
Yeah.
at
All
time.
right.
We are done. We will limp back after. The last hurdle was the hardest one. That was a
Really
brutal
fun.
adventure, but it worked. So we will be available next week. We will not be
Yeah.
available the week after. We have a thing going on.
Cool.
Perfect.
Alright.
Anything you want to talk about before we go? We're just gonna. Okay.
Yeah, that's all I got.
Yeah.
Watch Delicious and Dungeon. It's been very fun.
I tried to. I stopped after the first episode because it just felt like it's not really a story so much.
It's a
as
slice of life. It's a slice of
It's a-
life. Every
It's
they do a
an
fight, they
it's
eat
an
something, that's
animated
it.
cookbook of make believe stuff. I
It's awesome.
read recipe books to actually make the food, and I can't actually make basilisk soup. So I want I like the idea of it far more than I actually like it.
I love the show so much. It's so good. Every mission ends with a snack. It's great. They make ice cream with ghosts.
It is a very good show that is not for me. But yeah, with that,
And with that, we finish.
yeah,
Farewell.
that's the wrong. Hold on. There we go. That's the right one. Okay. Later.